And hello, people. How is it going? This is a historic day for the stream. We have on stream, not just in the chat, Mr. J.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. JP
Yeah.
Jeffries. Can we get a round of applause? JP, how does it feel to no longer be a keyboard warrior?
Oh, it feels great. I've never used this equipment before. I don't know if it's working right, but
No, it sounds great.
last Mexicali stream we had echoes and all kinds of stuff happening. So
Okay. It sounds like you've learned your lesson. By the way, shout out to the people in the chat. We got Johnny Best up in there, Jacob, Beto, the Menu Hoarder, In the Flesh Aquatics. Oh shit, we got Fathom in there, the most interesting man in the world, by the way. Don't let him tell you he's boring. And yeah, we're going to get into this. Now, I feel like I should just give you the opportunity to address the elephant in the room. Okay, Mick. How much does Mick owe you for ending the stream strike?
Yeah, he's got two streams, I think, after this one.
Oh,
he's gonna have to make two appearances, and no audio, just not audio only. He's got to be on video.
Okay, we'll see.
We got to know who the mystery man is.
We'll see. Okay, I'll take in one audio, one video if we could get it. But you're making the rules, man. What you owe. If those who didn't know, I was on strike until Mick came on stream, but apparently he never puts on pants, so we're having an issue getting him on. Oh my gosh. So I have to start off by saying you do seem to have built yourself quite the cove of fish relaxation and vibes there. Like, you're even just standing up, on the street, you're standing up in the middle of your room and you seem quite comfortable and happy in there. Like, what is this room to you right now?
Yeah, it's a sun porch, so it's got all sliding glass doors all the way around, and it's really cold in the winter though. It's kind of hair raising when gets down below 20 and in the teens. Gets to about 55, 60 in here, even with the heater on. So
damn,
it's just with all the windows, it's really hard to keep it warm in here in the winter.
Yeah, I mean that. Sunroom fish room though, it's got to be nice for the sunrise, and you just get like the sun hitting the fish.
Yeah. I don't keep any of the lights on much. I just run them all, but about 4 or 5 hours is all I run the lights in here.
Oh wow!
Because of all the light.
Wow. Okay. And another thing that's interesting about your fish room we've seen from the photo competition I've seen now is each fish tank seems like you put a decent amount of effort into it. Like that top left one especially is like really distracting. Like, it is every single take in the back looks like it's got something interesting going on.
Yeah, I like biotopes, and I like for things to look natural and as natural as they can be. So that's my most passionate thing, is to have things look natural.
I like that.
I have a lot of species only tanks.
Okay. So has that always been your style, or was it like year 15 of fish keeping that care? Cause you said you've been in it for 30 years. So like, when did you start settling into this?
Well, I only started adding a ton of tanks about 5 years ago. I started keeping cichlids at first. So I had a lot of haps and peacocks and lake tankanikins and that type of thing, and after a while I just got tired of having to restock and deal with the aggression and having to keep tanks in order that way, with having to not lose so many fish and not have to restock so many fish to keep the aggression down. So it's just one of those things where it looks really pretty, and if you get a lot of nice cichlids in a tank, it looks really nice, but it's hard to get to that point because they just all kill each other all the time.
Oh my god! You feel like long term that's just not really your style. Like long term, you need something a bit more peaceful.
No, I've got a few cichlids still in jail now that they don't have anywhere to go, and
Okay.
they just so that's the problem too. Is I always just ended up with having to separate cichlids and have them in just by themselves, and then like, what do you do with one cichlid by itself? And
Right.
yeah,
So what's the time frame from
yeah.
a few cichlid tanks to 60 tanks, or is 60 tanks even your peak?
Yeah, I can't. I've got a few shut down. I can't handle any more than that, especially with doing manual water changes.
Right.
I wish I had automatic changes out here because I could deal with that because I could have some water leaks. But inside, I've got a condominium, so I don't want to have any water in the condo.
Right.
So
Makes sense.
I think out here I might eventually might drill the tanks, but it's just one of those things. Dealing with buckets and hoses for 60 tanks is just pretty rough. It's hard to enjoy them at some points.
Yeah. No, I definitely get that. Uh, one thing about you that I gotta talk about is you're like all over the place in the fish streams. You're in like every single fish stream, at least the ones that I go into. You're always in them, and you're just such a joy, honestly, to have in the chat. Like always showing support, being very sarcastic, and you know,
Yeah, it's
honestly,
fun. It's a lot of fun.
yeah, you be on my ass a lot, but I appreciate you got the countdown. If I don't stream
Yeah.
for like 3 days, when did that get started for you, and
It,
how has that been?
well, at first it was kind of strange because I'd never been exposed to live streams really much at all. I just was just watching long form on YouTube, and that's it, and never was really exposed to. And then I started watching a lot of hobbyists, aquarium co-op and fishery and all that kind of thing, and realized that yeah, these guys stream, and you can actually ask questions and see what they think about things. This is pretty neat. So I started doing that, and then I started with LRB Lucas Bretz.
Mm,
He lived in Indianapolis and since moved to Florida a few years back, and it was neat to be able to stream with him and be in contact with him since he was so close,
right.
and look at the projects that he had going on were pretty neat. So he got me started, and then I just started. The algorithm started pushing all you guys to me, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's a lot. So, what would you recommend to someone who's getting into like fish takes to do? Like, what's like the blueprint for like, okay, I want to find some online fish friends. Like, here's what you should go for. If you like this is what you should do to get your algorithm
Well,
right.
I mean, really, it's weird because I think the fish tube community in the chat is pretty small relative to how YouTube and how many fish tubers there are. There's probably a dozen or so solid people you'll see in every stream.
Right.
Like, and it's just one of those things where you think it would be more, and that's the thing with a lot of the streams too. The streams, it seems like they max out about 30 to 50 people, no matter how popular and cool you are. I mean, Corey and DIY Joey, I mean, they maybe get hundreds,
Right.
but most of the time you're in that 30 to 50 range,
Definitely.
and it's just where it's one of those things where you just find a channel that you like to watch streams and get accustomed to all the people in it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Beto said, dude, JP is a badass. Oh, okay. Okay. Come on.
Thanks, Beto.
We got to show respect for the savior of the stream. Also, we already have some trolls in here. Who was in here saying who is Mexicali? Oh, that was Fathom. Fathom said who is Mexicali. You know what? You explain. You explain who Mexicali Fishkeeper is, because I feel like it is, when you mention like getting into fish streams, he's got to be one of the main people.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Mexicali. I came across him when I was I bought the fish punks, the fish punk cards, and there was a golden ticket giveaway, and I had bought one of the lunch boxes with the possible golden ticket in it, and he had one also, and then Stan Pittman had one. So the three of us had the possible golden ticket, and none of us would open our boxes. We just kept stalling and stalling forever and saying, "Are you gonna open yours? Then I'll know if I
Come
have it. You gonna
on.
open mine? No, you open yours." So it just went on for a few months that way, and then I realized that Mexicali, he's one that does a lot of streams, and he's pretty active in the community, and it was neat to be able to open that on his stream. And
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. By the way, people coming in, what's up, Savage Cichlids? Uncle Smiley, Savage said, "Who's all these nerds in here?" Hey, no, not nerds. We're talking with a fish expert today. So, I want to know, what is the fish that I sent you this question for you to answer. What's the fish that you feel like you'd always make room for in your fish room?
So you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, I'm breaking up. Oh my gosh.
There you are.
Okay. What is
You're
the fish?
back.
What's the fish that you would always make room for? Like you've gone 30. You did the cichlids. Okay, too much aggression. You've played around with a lot of different things. What are you really liking over the years? Last 5.
Man, I don't know. To tell you the truth, I've always had turtles. So
Really,
it's not
turtles.
I've always had musk turtles and map turtles, and I've got some painted turtles. So those are always going to have a spot for me. But I'd say I like plecos. Are pretty neat.
Okay.
They're easy to keep. They breed just on their own.
Yeah.
They're pretty neat to have around. But I've been getting into apistos. Are really cool too. I like apistos.
Yeah. Okay. Plecos and Epistos. That's a good selection. How do you feel about the allegations that Plecos, you only see their tails out of a cave? Like, has that been true for you, or is that just a stereotype?
Yeah, that's pretty true. I think that happens after when they get pretty mature, though. They have to be pretty studly to be able to hang their tails out.
Okay. Studly to hang the tails out. I like that. Stands in the
Yeah.
chat. He said the whole golden ticket saga was a blast. So
Yeah.
that does sound pretty legendary. It's interesting. You
Yeah,
said that
I'm waiting to see your card. I'm waiting to see your card. It's going to be awesome.
I might have a card. That'd be kind of crazy. We'll have to see. I'm not getting my
Yeah.
hopes up, but that kind of looked like me. So they're definitely
It's coming for sure. It's coming for sure.
kind of look like me. It was interesting. I always love like hearing what people who are into a bunch of fish, what they do for work. Custom closet systems and luxury glass shower enclosures is definitely a new one for me. It also makes me wonder, why have you not built a bunch of custom aquariums?
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things where I've dabbled and made a few fish tanks just in 1/4 inch glass. I've got a turtle tank in my bedroom that I made, but it's one of those things when you get into the thicker glass, 3/8 and 1/2 inch with big tanks, it's almost cheaper to just buy one rather than for me to source glass and try to build it, because
Right.
the glass is pretty expensive, and the wholesale fish tank people are going to just get it way cheaper. Even though I have a source and I can get it, it's just not one of those things where I can really build a big tank
Right.
very easily, because I've not done it before, one, and the two, I'd be afraid to have my first fish tank anywhere where it couldn't explode and
Right.
ruin the house.
So you have the resources and the skills that even you're like, it's not really worth it. Like for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can't tell if you're
but-
disappointed by that or if you're just like, it is what it is. Like,
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, I've got customers that they want their shower glass to be like, because I do steam units where they have steam generators in the shower.
oh, nice.
And they want all the steam to stay in, and in the end they're like, no water coming out, no water coming out. And we always make the joke that you can't have your shower like a fish tank, So
No
it's
way.
gotta let,
That's a real saying.
because a lot of times Yeah, you get negative vacuum on the door when you open it because it's
Yeah.
so sealed that you can't even open the door.
Yeah.
Because yeah, some people are real paranoid about having water outside their shower, you know.
Is there like, is that something you shouldn't be paranoid to have water outside your shower? Like, are you saying that like we should just get over, like, you shouldn't worry about water getting out your shower that much? Like, is that something you want people to know?
Yeah, if it's enough that it's going to dry out, you can dry off on the bath towel on the bath mat. I mean, you're good to go.
Okay.
I mean, it's all about the tile guy and who creates the stall has to give good negative slope on the ledges and the thresholds so
Got
that
you.
water, when it does come out, it sheds back in.
Now,
So
I like the
it's
saying how you don't want your shower to be like a fish tank, but you know, I like taking a shower and then transitioning after I've showered into a bath. So like, what is there a shower bath combination that does have a fish tank experience? Like,
yeah, yeah, that'd be nice.
that'd be nice. Okay, and you're like, yeah, that sounds like
Yeah,
a pain to create.
yeah. I might ask somebody if they want that. I can build an extra fish tank, next to their soap dish.
Okay. See, now we're talking. Now we're talking. We did get a question from Beto. Beto asked, he said that you like turtles. Have you ever kept, or do you have any terrestrial tortoises?
No, I've not kept any tortoises. I mean, aside from a box turtle when I was younger, I tried to keep them for a little while, but no, I've not gotten any tortoises yet.
Stan said, JP is just being nice. That bath shower thing is weird. Is that true, JP? Just being nice? You don't want to tell me how weird I am?
Yeah, no.
Oh, you're just going to laugh like that? Are we for real right now?
Oh, I don't know. I
Okay, you know what? I'm trying to give you my business. I definitely have the budget to get you out here like a couple states away to build my shower bath.
yeah, that would be cool.
Do, okay, let me get back to fish because honestly, I'm actually daydreaming about like showers and bathtubs now. This is starting to be a problem. So wait, okay, no building fish tanks and stuff, but you do have some building experience. Your room looks really really nice and put together and things like that. Is there anything that you've applied construction wise that you feel like people are overcomplicating, like when it comes to lights, when it comes to stands? Like, I like you seem to do the floodlight thing or everything. Like, what have you tried out that seems to just be no brainer?
What? I couldn't hear that last part.
I said, what have you tried so far that
Breaking up.
seems to just be like a no brainer? You're just like, I'm gonna do this every single time when I build a fish rack.
Um, I don't know. I mean, I've always got to have. I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not really sure what I would say for that.
Start with the lighting.
Um,
Start with the lighting, because that's where people with the plants and
yeah,
stuff. That's what they
I'm
always
really
want to know.
particular on the lighting. Yeah, I'm really particular on the lighting. I went a little crazy with this room. I've got so much lighting I can't even operate it. And I need like an extra breaker in here. Because you can see I've got 250 watt mercury halides.
Wow.
I've got 500 watts over a 75 here. And then so I've got six 250s. so
But why, JP? But why?
well, I thought it would be really cool to have tons of light, and it is. It's good for taking photos, but that's about it.
Okay.
So once I want to take some really good macro and good photos, I'll crank on all my lights and go with thousands of watts in my fish room.
So those big lights, they basically, you don't have them on except for like when you're taking a photo.
Yeah, I just turn them on for mood lighting every now and then. If I want to see something really intense,
Okay, okay,
I'll
okay.
turn them on.
So what's on right now?
But yeah, right now I've just got I've got those Higer smart lights, the Higer smart LEDs.
Okay.
And then these are just floodlights all through here. So the tops, these are Higer pennant lights, and then I've got Higer smart lights on these.
Nice, nice. And what do you say Higer smart
I,
lights? Are those like I can't tell, are those the pendant ones or just one of those bar lights? Okay.
the Bluetooth ones.
Okay. Ah,
Yeah,
nice. How have you been liking those?
they're great. That's the only ones I use. I've got I've got the Fluval plant 1.0s or 2.0s or whatever they are. I've got several of those, and then I've got a lot of the cheaper budget LED lights, but they tend to go out every you have to replace those every year, it seems like.
You say you're very particular about your lights. So what can we avoid that you've tried? You're like, I tried this, I thought it was gonna be good, it's terrible. Don't do that. Like, what are the discarded lights?
Well, yeah, I mean, it just seems to be about intensity to me. I mean, if you have a good amount of wattage, you can't really go wrong.
Okay.
I mean, spectrum is one thing, but it's just got to put enough light on it, and then it looks good to me.
So for you, 250 to 500 watts is what's required to meet your standard.
Yeah.
What else is something that you feel you've kind of gone all out on? Because the chat, some people in the chat are like, this lighting setup is awesome, also insane.
Yeah,
so,
I've got to have every light on its own Casa timer too. So I've got about 70 Casa timers
Jesus
throughout the house.
Oh my god!
So when I had to move from the 2.5 megahertz to the 5 or whatever, when I had changed my router, it was a nightmare. I had to repair every damn timer.
Oh my god!
And then some of them just die. When you got 70 of them, you'll have a few die. You know,
I've been having some die.
But for the most part, they stay pretty good.
No, this is crazy. So wait, how do you organize so you know which light is which when you have 70 Casa timers in the app? Like,
well, I mean, it's just I got 20-gallon number 2, 20-gallon number 3, 20-gallon number 4, and I've got 60 B1, 60 B2. So they're all just on the big list.
Oh my god!
It's just a matter of, you know, if the router isn't doing very well, then I kind of have some issues. Because a lot of the timers are hard to get through. They're plugged in next to each other, and you can't even really hit the button on them. So you're just kind of have to make sure your app works.
So I asked this question earlier, but I'm gonna have to ask it again. So why, JP? Why do you need a Casa timer for each individual? Like, why do you use 70?
I really like the look of just like having 1 or 2 tanks on. Okay. You know, if I want to like just focus on one tank, I like the whole other room to be dark and just have one light over one tank going, and then so that I can just control each and every aquarium with lighting. I really enjoy that.
No, that's awesome. Okay, one second. Let me feed my cat real quick. I can still hear you. Can you break down that tank in the top left for me real quick, because it just looks so good.
Yeah, so these are tear spot barbs. I think Dockensia, not similis. But yeah, and then I've got 4 of the Milleri, the Geophagus milleri.
Oh, nice.
In there, and then that's it. So there's just 2 species in this tank. I've got this tank over here has has Dawkinsia similis. I think that's what the mascara barbs are.
Okay.
And I've only got 4 of them left. I had a dozen of them or so, and now I'm just down to 4 of them.
The barbs look so nice. Even from this distance, you can see how nice they look. So I could tell. What do you?
Yeah, I
What
got
do you?
them from Dan.
Go ahead.
I got them from Dan's Fish, and they're probably about 2 years old at this point.
Nice.
And I have another 75. I'm gonna set up in my garage with like some egg crating underneath to try to create an egg catch. And I was gonna try to see if I could breed them in a separate tank, but just haven't done that yet.
That's
But
definitely
I just think it'd be cool
luxury barb
cool.
up there for sure. So did you say that's a
Yeah,
75 up in that top
cool.
left corner?
Yep.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
And I'm pushing the limit on the Lowe's Gladiator shelf system.
Okay.
I think it's like 1500.
I was about, bro.
I think it's 1500 watts or 1500 pounds max. I think I'm probably at about 1200 here. So
I'm just
it's
like the
close
scale
to
is off. I just realized like if that's a 75, the tanks next to it must be like what, a 20 high?
Yeah, these are 20 highs. Yeah.
I thought those were like 10s or something.
20 highs.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's my favorite tank size, 20 highs.
Okay.
But yeah, it's
Oh, we got some comments and questions coming in here for you real quick. Stan said, I thought my Christmas light timers were cool. Vic said they're loving the lights. Vic said the question nobody dare ask: how much is JP's electric bill? Oh, holy.
yeah, it's not good. Not good. I think it's 300 some.
It's not good.
A month right now. 300 some a month, and I've just got a 1,200 square foot condo.
Yeah,
I live here by myself.
That is a lot for that size for sure.
Yeah. My water bill is only about $50, but I still maybe think that's a little high. But
it's not the worst.
But,
Mary Oliver said his Bluetooth can't even keep up with the light timers. Indeed. Beto said that's like over 400 in just Casa timers. He needs to have the control.
Yeah.
Lisa Wolf says, I really like turning off all the lights except just one tank and hanging out with that tank. Okay. So that's a kindred spirit. That's a kindred spirit. Vic said it's not good, LOL. In the Flesh asks, what is the most expensive fish in your collection?
I don't even think I have any expensive fish. There's snow whites in here, but they weren't expensive. I've got six adult breeding pairs in here. I've only got a couple spawns, and only a few have survived each spawn. So it's one of those things where they're so delicate, and I've seen their prices all over the place. But
yeah,
I think I got the 6 from Aquatic Arts for like $100 or something.
I mean,
they weren't that.
6 and there's like pairs of adults of snow whites that they're generally pretty any pair of plecos honestly is pretty expensive, so that's a good choice. What are the other plecos that you have?
Yeah, I've got some L33 King Tigers. I've got 519s, the Rio Intinez honeycombs.
Nice.
And then I've got too many super reds, way too many super reds.
I feel you there.
And I've got some L183 starlights that I've not ever gotten to breed, and they just still hide, but at least they're still alive.
Do you just keep those by themselves, the plecos too?
Yeah, they're all species only by themselves.
Wow.
And then I've got this tank. I've got the L183s, and I've got like 9 blueberry tetras in here. But my blueberry tetras hide all the time. I hardly ever see them at all. And then I've got these are all green phantoms. I mean, not green phantoms, but green dragons.
Nice.
They're just, I don't like long fin plecos. That's the thing.
Okay.
I
Okay.
like short fins because they look natural. I don't like unnatural looking fish, so I don't get into the long fins.
So you really are. It's not just the
Um,
biotopes. You just like the fish in their natural colors. Do you not like
yeah, yeah.
line bred strains that much? Like for color?
No, I mean I throw some guppies together and try to do some different things with guppies, but and I got a lot of platies too, so I do a lot of different things with platies.
Okay.
I've got some blue coral Mickey Mouse and some red coral Mickey Mouse platies, and then some tuxedos and bumblebees, and I mix all those and get different weird things.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I try to keep things together and not get so
I always
different
love seeing people that
different.
do the species only a lot with a bunch of different things like that. I think that's really cool. I'm trying to get closer to that kind of a thing and more tanks.
Yeah,
Have you noticed like an
yeah, and
improvement
I just
since you've been doing it that way? Like is it changed things for you? Like do you get better results keeping and breeding wise?
yeah. I mean, yeah, it does. When I keep things together, it's a no-brainer. Then you know that what's going on. You can kind of control it with what does what.
Right.
Um, but
For
yeah,
sure.
I mean, it's one of those things where whenever I get a new fish tank, I can't stop myself from having to escape it and put lots of rocks and wood and plants and then it's one of those things where I don't want all my fish tanks to look the same.
Right.
So, but yet I'm compelled to make them look the same.
Okay,
So,
so wait, you're
but yeah,
compelled to make what do you go towards that you keep recreating? Because your takes look different to me in the background.
yeah, it's just a matter of rocks, like you can only get so many different kinds of rocks without having to like source them from some place else. Here in Indiana, it's just all limestone or sandstone, or there's not really much options as far as different types of
Right.
looking rock.
No, for sure.
Um, but and then I've gotten some stuff from Universal Rocks and the those type of background businesses, which are just ungodly expensive for some fake rocks and a fake stump is
Yeah,
like close to
it's
five hundred
crazy.
dollars for a few things. Yeah,
That's why people just steal rocks
yeah,
from like Chick-fil-A or something, man. I get it. I get
yeah. Well,
it from the bank.
I showed you that acrylic tank I have with the lava rock I sliced and I took a drill. I took a wire brush with a drill and went to town on it with all kinds of pits and rocks and holes and that kind of thing to try to make my own background. But now it's just silicone to the back of the acrylic and no way to get it off there. So
Right.
it's kind of
You have some nice
a
the tanks with the
not
stone
a
backgrounds though. Are they do look very nice. They do look very nice, but you're right.
yeah. Thank you.
You get you could only get so many different kinds of rocks. Now, with 60 tanks, you've gone insane on the lights. We got thousands and thousands of watts everywhere. We're seeing the array.
Yeah.
Now, the next thing that you gotta do in each tank, I'm curious in particular about, is the filtration. So how do you approach the filtration of your tanks?
Yeah, so I've got air line that runs on perimeter, so I've got air that I can access to every tank, but only about half of them I'm running sponge filters in. The other half I'll run the Seashay Shark Pros.
Okay.
The yeah these type of box internal filters.
Nice. Okay.
I like those a lot just because they're really easy to switch out and clean. So, but the electricity adds up on those, and I've probably got over maybe 15 to 20 of those.
Oh my gosh. Do they get?
So
Don't tell
I've
me that
got
the filters get their own cost a time or two. Don't tell me.
no, but I do have night lights on a couple tanks. This tank has a night light,
Oh my
and
god.
my native tank in my bedroom has a night light.
Wow.
So it just has a real dim LED that I can turn on to have like night light mood.
That's awesome.
But yeah, and
Lisa said that's a fish
yeah,
room. Lisa said that's a fish room that would keep someone happy during Nordic winter, so bright and light. And Mr. Tank 713 said nice
yeah.
fish rooms. Yes. Thank
Well,
you.
that's the other thing. The other thing my idea was with these big lights here was to also keep the temperature up. I thought, well, maybe if I have 1,000 watts of halide going, it's going to really keep it hot in here during the winter. But it 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 doesn't really. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so much air that can pass through the glass through radiant heat that it's really hard to keep it warm.
Have you
Even
had
with all the lights.
I was gonna say with the super bright lights that doesn't you haven't found that makes your tanks warm? Do you have lids on all your tanks at all, or?
I've got, and then yeah, that's the thing. I run heaters, and I run all of my heaters. I run the Eheim heaters. I forget what they're called exactly, but they're the Eheims with the blue tops on them that
Yep.
I find really reliable. I've not really had any problems with them at all. But I run them all redundantly, so I'll run like two 100 watts in here on a Inkbird. So every heater I have always runs on an Inkbird.
So wait, we got 70 Casa timers, like 70 ink birds. Like, what kind of power strip you
Yeah,
got up in there, man?
Yeah, I mean it's a power strip that runs the whole length of this. So it's a big.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then I've got them on both levels. So I've got a big like 4-foot power strip here, 4-foot power strip there, and
No,
4-foot power
honestly,
strip there.
the power bill don't even sound that bad
So
with how much stuff you got plugged in. It don't even sound bad anymore.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. $300 is pretty high. I mean, I probably should be at like 150. I'm thinking.
Fathom
Normally,
said,
if I just had a few tanks.
right. Well, I mean, again, 60 takes and all you're running it. I would have guessed the higher. That's Fathom said, I want to be the power company in this area. Yo, imagine you think that a data center moved in nearby and it's just JP with a thousand watt light.
Well, like I said, I wish I could get another circuit put in the box for this room, because then I could actually utilize and run those all at once. But it's not even necessary really. But
Yeah.
and then there's so much glare from it too that you can't really see the tanks very well from the dang glare from the bulbs.
Right. Fathom said, "Oh man, he runs individual heaters too. He doesn't need to flex on us like that." I know. Mary Oliver said, "I'm surprised he doesn't wear sunglasses." Lisa Wolf said, "Does each heater need its own Inkbird? I've never used an Inkbird before."
Yeah, they're a no-brainer when it comes to, they can't fail. So it's a matter of if anything gets too hot, it's just going to shut off. So it's one of those things where I've never had an issue with them because of that.
Right.
But they're relatively inexpensive. I think they're like $20 or something.
Right.
But you can get different ones. I've got there. I was wanting to get those all Wi-Fi activated too, so I could have those all on my phone too.
Oh, see, I knew you wanted to put them on a Casa timer. I knew it.
It turns out the Wi-Fi Inkbirds aren't very easy to run at all. So I've had trouble with them. I can't even figure out how to get them to work very well. So
Oh, damn.
I'm just still using the regular analog Inkbirds.
Come on,
just fine
Inkbird.
for me.
Get it together, man. You could have had another 60 Inkbirds sold. Yo, when you find a Wi-Fi Inkbird that works, let us know. We'll buy your used Inkbirds. Okay, we'll do an auction, a live auction. Mick said, with all the light, did you used to keep Tanganykan Tropheus?
No, I never kept Tropheus. Nope. I had some Julia Chromis. I had a couple different types of those, and then I had a lot of different. Uh, um, yeah, just a lot of different haps and peacocks. I don't really remember. Just
Yeah.
a lot of different labs and
I know you got some shell dwellers.
and I got the multis still, but yeah.
Beto said, remember he
And I
said
think this
no expensive fish, so I guess that's no Tropheus. Mitchell Broom said, you can get so many Wi-Fi devices on the same network that it actually tips over in the network.
Yeah, mine's been pretty slow at times. I don't know. They drop off on and on because I think I have too many on there
He's
for
like, oh,
sure.
yeah, I'm gonna try it anyway. I already you already ran your limit up on the lights until you couldn't anymore. So why not the Wi-Fi next? Fathom said, I have a Wi-Fi Inkbird they sent me. It works good and gives you graphs if you like that sort of thing. Oh, it's gonna give me graphs.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
man, I need to look into it more. It's one of those things where if I've had lights from Higer where you have to like program them and look at the instructions twice. If the power goes out, it resets. You got to look at the instructions again to figure out how
Right.
to reset. I'm not doing that at all. So I got rid of those lights. But so if it's anything that I have to read instructions to do with Wi-Fi, I'm not going to mess with that.
Yeah.
Luckily, the Casa timers are easy to use.
So what have you been able to fix a dead Casa timer? Because for me, what it seems to happen is like if something's plugged into it, it won't turn on and off. But then like if I unplug it, then it works normally. But like that's what kind of them dying to me is like they stop turning on and off from the app.
Yeah, yeah, you have to hold down on them until they like start blanking a certain sequence. Like you can hold for 2 seconds and it does something, and then you can hold for like 4 seconds and it completely reboots the whole thing. So I think that's what I've had to do a few times is just to completely start over from scratch and reset the whole timer. Because yeah, they'll stop where you can't. They'll say the offline all the time, and then but actually they'll still work even though they say offline. So I've got several that are just doing that. That they keep their schedule, but I have no way to turn them on and
Right.
off until I reboot them completely.
Okay,
And
so some
hold
of
the
the dead
button down
ones
or
you
whatever.
can kind of reboot and then they start working again. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good
And
to
then there's
know.
a certain sequence, like it'll flash a certain way if it's actually broken. But like I said, I've only had maybe two or three this could be completely shot.
Right.
So they've stayed pretty good for me.
Okay. Okay, so this is like one of those fish rooms where you're just like, oh, God damn, this person's spared no expense. They did all the work. So we got, let me get this. So far we've got an individual casa for every light. We got like 70 casas. We got redundant heaters and ink birds for all the tanks. We have air on half of them. And the other one's got internal filters. Okay,
And
what?
I bought Aqueon lids. So all these tanks are all Aqueon. So I bought all Aqueon lids for all the tanks too.
So you have glass lids on
Not
every tank?
realizing Yeah, so not realizing, I thought, well, it's going to be efficient to keep the heat in, and but not realizing that they're a pain to deal with. So only about half of them I use now. So
Oh
I've
my
got a lot of
gosh.
tops that I don't ever use.
Oh my gosh. Have you tried like the greenhouse material, the twin wall yet?
Yeah, that's something I'm particular too about. I want things to be perfect.
I
I
could
don't want any
tell.
jagged cuts or any like
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my fish room a bit better than that, but this is crazy. Broom said, I got in late. I think your fish room might be more expensive than mine. Now hold up. We got another good question to cover. Uh I think Lisa asked, do you feed manually or do you have auto feeders?
I feed manually. Yeah, auto feeders just get out of hand after a while. I mean,
So
it's
you've
just
tried did you
it's
try
not.
to put auto feeders on everything at some point?
No, no. I've had auto feeders in the past for this when I was, didn't have very many tanks and I wasn't that into the hobby. And I was like, well, I'll just put all this on there and I don't have to feed the fish. Yeah, I've had those before, but they seem to overfeed no matter what you do. It seems like, you know.
Okay. Okay. No otter
But,
feeders, at least.
but
Beto
yeah,
asks, oh, yes, does JP do swaps, clubs? Where does he offload his extra fish, or where does he stock fish from?
yeah, that's the thing. Where I'm not that involved in the club, so I only go to swap maybe a few times a year. So it's one of those things where most of the fish I'll just kind of hoard or I'll feed to my turtles.
Oh my god. Okay, wait, so you do still have turtles. You do still have turtles.
Yeah, yeah,
What
yeah,
what what fish do
yeah.
the
So I've got
turtles dine on?
any fish. Like I feed them a lot of rainbows. I feed them, and then I've got a long-eared sunfish, a native long-eared sunfish, and he eats a lot of my coals and dead fish.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it either goes to a cichlid or a turtle.
Gotcha. So what turtles do you have and how many?
I've I've got 5 turtles. I've got a musk turtle, 3 map turtles, and a painted turtle. So, and I've had those for upwards of 20 years. So they're they're going to live a
Wow.
long time, and it's
Wow.
cool. I like that where the turtles live most of your life, or if not outlive you sometimes. So
That's awesome. And they're eating well. I mean, they're like you feed them
yeah,
rainbows. Usually people are like, yeah, I feed them like
yeah.
guppies and stuff. You're like, yeah, I feed them rainbows. Fathom said, I hear zebra
Well,
plecos are
they
excellent.
may be getting some they may be getting some McMaster eye here pretty soon.
Oh my
So
god.
I've got a full tank of McMaster eye.
Help!
And when I was at the swap last, no one wanted them. I'm like, nobody wanted any special pisto pairs. Or like, so I don't
Oh
know.
my.
It's one of those things where when you get into, but I think that swap was one of those years where you had a lot of amateurs and newcomers.
Yeah.
So it was just mostly plecos and live bears being sold or and
So what
swapped. You
what
know.
what list some of the fish that these turtles eat? Like I want like the not just rainbows. Like I want to know what kind of rainbows. Like let's get the full menu here so Beto can hoard the menu.
So I've got Bozemantes, and then I've got some, were they dwarf neons, uh, pancheck, what do they call it? Praycocks, yeah. So I've got praycocks. I've got some turquoise. I've got some Fricatus, pseudomogills. I've got,
Oh my god.
I think that's about it for the rainbows.
And this is turtle food for you.
Yeah, if I get too many, then it becomes turtle food.
How are you before we move on to the next fish? How are you getting enough rainbows? What are you doing where you're like, I have too many rainbows? Because I've seen the pictures where we have like a tank full of turquoise rainbows. So like, what's the breeding
Well,
process?
yeah,
How
I
can
mean,
people do this as well to feed their turtles?
I have this experiment with a 125 where I'm trying to see how many Bozemanti I can grow up in a 125. I've got probably over 200 in there, and I'm doing water changes twice a week now. But the water stays green, but I think mostly because of the nitrates, because I had some mystery snails blow up in there, so I had way too many mystery snails. I've been trying to weed those out and keep those out of there, but with 200 rainbows and probably several dozen mystery snails, I've just got a whole lot of green water going on that I can't get rid of.
Right.
So
You don't think it's
I
like
think at
the
some
two
point I may
billion
have
watt
to,
light? You don't think it's the 2 billion watt
yeah.
light? Maybe.
Well, that tank I don't run the light on much at all. So
Okay.
but
Okay.
I do
I'm just
have
checking.
I do. It is possible to crank the light up on that tank, but I don't run it too much. But it's just one of those things where I think after a while, I think I might have to get one of those bait bin aerators, that kind of sits in the middle and bubbles
Yeah.
and frosts the water up, because I'm just anxious to see. I'd like the tank to clear up so I
Well,
could see it.
how
That
are
would
they
be
growing?
cool,
Like
but
what's the results from the experiment so far? Like the growth rate, how hard the water quality's been to maintain?
everything's going good so far. Everything's going good so far. Like I said, as long as I do at least 1 or 2 changes a week, everything stays cool. But the first go around, I think I showed you where I had all of them die because I
Yeah.
forgot to turn the filter back on after I was feeding them some brine shrimp when they were smaller. So I just put all the brine shrimp in there, shut the filter off for a while, and then I forgot to turn it on. And there was a ton of valsinaria growing in there at the same time too. So with all the plants and all the green water and the no aeration, they just all died overnight.
Right.
So it's just one of those learning experience where, man, that's crazy that it just happens so fast,
So what do you do to get
and nothing survived.
what do you
So
you got Broom in the chat. He's like, I think you won the experiment with rainbow fish. You might need to pick a different type. And then he also asked, I wonder if the turtles will eat casa sockets too. And then also said, so you're basically making a fish factory, but to feed turtles. And many people in the chat, by the way, are trying to figure out where you live so they could come and get some fish off of you before you feed them to the beasts.
well, it would be cool. It would be cool to learn to ship fish, but I don't know. It's probably not worth it because I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's neat to see the fish duplicate and to have them, but then you can only have so many tanks of the same fish, and then it gets boring.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. But okay, we haven't answered, what are you doing to get all these fish? Like, what is the breeding process where you're getting hundreds of rainbow fish so you could just not sell them, not spread them to anyone, just feed them to your turtles? Like, what's that look like?
Yeah, the rainbows, most of the fish, I just stick a mop in there and feed them really heavily with bloodworms or brine shrimp. Just feed them really heavily and put a mop in there, and then I'll collect the mop and hatch them out in a little container with an aerator, and then just go from there. They're really easy. The rainbows are really easy. Well, I've had a little trouble with my prey cocks. I've not really had really heavy spawns with them. But I think it's just a matter of getting them really mature and comfortable.
Yeah. So you just put the mop in a small
this pair here, I don't know but this is Bosemani pair that have done both of those spawns. So these Bosemani are probably about 3.5 years old at least, maybe 4 years.
Wow.
Right there, and they still spawn all the time.
So you like leave the mop in there for like a week or something and put it into what kind of size container?
It's probably just a small little like half-gallon container.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
And then the fry hatch out, you take the mop out and how long did the fry stay in there?
Yeah, I don't pick eggs, so I'll just stick the mop in the container, and then I'll keep them in that container just for a little while. I'll just feed them some of the powder, whatever you call it.
Oh yeah, the powder.
Fry food.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've got all kinds of different microns of that. Yeah.
Different microns. You what golden pearls? Is that what you're doing, or
golden pearls? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got those from Aquatic Foods. I got several different sizes of those from Aquatic Foods, but yeah, it's one of those things where they would probably just eat regular fish food crushed up too. So I don't think that golden pearls is as special as a lot of people let on. It's just fish food powderized.
you got a system down though. It's like 20 high, rainbow pair, mop, put it in a container. They hatch, feed them, get a couple hundred in a tank, and feed it to the turtles. Like the system the blueprint is really solidified here.
Yeah, I think it'd be good bait for fishing too.
Oh my god.
Rainbows would make awesome bait.
Broom said, are these turtles overweight? Do they need to go on a diet?
They could, yeah. They could use a diet probably, but yeah.
Lisa thinks the next
Yeah, I've
fish
got a lot of
convention
native.
should be by your house, so people can just go to the convention, then go to your house and buy fish.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I wish I could get rid of more fish at a swap, but I'll take all kinds of fish, and then they just no one gets them. So it's one of those things where I gave away a lot of them last time,
Yeah.
but I mean it's at Aquatic Arts facility, which is really cool. It's a huge warehouse with a ton of tanks just in it, and they set out all the tables right there in the warehouse where you can see all the fish. It's really neat.
Yeah, that could be pretty cool. That definitely could be a cool place to have an event. It's difficult with swaps sometimes. Like, you just never know what people are gonna actually want, and you'll have something that's super cool. And the last swap I went to, I took my pink crayfish, and everyone came and picked them up and was like, "Oh, they're so cool," but no one wanted them. No one bought them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just one of those things where it's just for fun, and it'd be nice to just give away the fish. But like I said, it's a hassle to bag them.
Yeah.
You know, it's just and to transport them and all that. So
yeah, it's a lot more work than just
really
turtle time.
Yeah, and I don't have any the only LFS is I live an hour this is here in my local towns. So the only place I have to go is there's a couple places aside from Aquatic Arts in Indy, but there's the Reef Pet Shop, which has a lot of really nice fish, and there's some new guys that came in up in Indy. They have a lot of cool stuff, but there's not a whole lot of local fish shops for me to even give away stuff to. Or
I was about to say, Aquatic Arts don't want to buy. Aquatic Arts doesn't want to buy 200 rainbows from you.
I haven't really approached them about that yet, but I probably should. But
I mean, I don't want
it's just something
I don't want to rob the turtles of any food, honestly. So I get it.
Oh, I know, yeah.
Have you tried breeding turtles?
Yeah, that'd be terrible. No, I haven't gotten that far into turtles, but
okay.
I mean, the musk turtles are really easy to breed, but I only got one, so that won't work.
Hey man, turtle time. That's the new culling method. Turtle time. I like it. I mean, I've heard of people that have ponds with turtles in them, and they'll throw fish out there, and stuff like that. But
yeah.
Mitch M. Broom said,
"It takes some time too.
Go ahead.
It takes some time too for the turtles to eat the fish too. They'll be in the tank for a few weeks before they're on."
Right. Oh wait, I think you broke up there for a second. Holy.
Actually, I can see them with the turtles.
Wait, what's that? You broke up when you said they'll be in there for a few weeks. I think your Casa timers overpowered you for a second.
Yeah, the internet is spotty here sometimes.
Okay.
But yeah, I get some satisfaction to see the fish with the turtles for a few weeks at least, because they don't eat them that quick. They got to chase them around and tire them out.
All right, okay, guys, you there's time for you to make it to save the fish for the turtles.
I probably got about 30 or 40 McMaster eye, so a whole 29 gallon full of McMaster eye red shoulders.
Oh wow!
So
I mean,
I'm not sure what to do with them.
I don't blame you. Shipping fish is definitely a pain, but if you ever felt like doing one of these online auctions, I'm sure you would get better results than you wouldn't have to give them away at least, But I get it. Well, the nice thing about compared to a swap though with the just online auction thing is you don't have to bag a billion fish. You can just be like, I'm selling 3 McMaster eye, or ship 3. That's a little bit more manageable. Yeah, Stan is trying. He's like, you need to talk to Aquatic Arts. I'm sure they'd love to have your fish. Stop trying to steal food from the turtle's mouth, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Lo-Fi with Mike said, currently aquascaping a 90p 64-gallon tank. What's your go-to for cheap showcase driftwood?
Yeah, I've not bought any driftwood. I go down to a local lake, and I like to kayak.
Okay, so you're one of the
So I
driftwood
like to,
collector types.
yeah, yeah.
What do you
But
what do you look
I've
for?
got some manzanita and some mopani and that kind of stuff. But like I
Right.
said, I don't know, I like the scapes to look natural, and I think a lot of that wood doesn't look very natural unless you have, other stuff from where they came from.
One thing about collecting driftwood for tanks is like, I mean, you seem like a perfectionist. Is there any safety things with that? Like, is there something you look for? Like, this is appropriate for a fish tank, or is your only requirement that it look natural for you? No. Oh, wait, one
Can you
second.
hear me?
Oh no, sorry, my mic kaput. I said, for collecting driftwood,
There we
you're kind
go.
of like a perfectionist. So, is there like safety things you look out for with driftwood? Like, is there stuff you're like, oh, not that kind of wood, or is your only requirement that it look natural?
Yeah, it's got to look natural, and it's got to be at least a hardwood that's going to stay in my tank for a good amount of time. Because there's other types of woods that just disintegrate really quick. So I'm using like like birch and and walnut and harder types of woods.
Okay, and you think that's something like, for instance, lo-fi with Mike. Like, is that something anyone reasonably could go collect some dead hardwood from somewhere and like, there's not gonna be an issue? Oh shit, we got the Wi-Fi. I thought it was me again, and he's frozen. At least, oh sorry, you froze up for a second. So yeah, what do you
Am
think?
I back? I'm back.
You're back. Can anyone reasonably collect like a hardwood safely? Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, the best place is just to look in little log jams and creeks and stuff where the logs and driftwood just gets backed up in little spots. You can find really good pieces.
okay, how the heck do I tell if it's birch wood or whatnot? That's my question. I don't even know what kind of tree it is.
Well, a lot of times you can, I mean, once you start cutting on it, you can kind of see the inside of it. And a lot of times I can tell by the smell of it,
Ooh,
because, but yeah, there's some wood that look really good that I've heard that you're not supposed to use, like some of the conifers, like the cypress, and some that has some of the pine tar or some type of chemicals in it. I've not tried to use any of that, but I've heard that that's not a good idea. But I don't know. You would think it would be okay.
so what do you say is the go-to safe kinds of wood to use again then?
Just like the like harder types of woods, like oaks and maples and walnuts.
Okay.
Um, I mean, pretty much if it's going to be a good piece of driftwood, it's going to be intact still in the water, because a lot of the other wood will just
Ah.
disintegrate.
So you're not
So a
pulling
lot of
like
times,
stuff. You're not pulling like dry wood off the beach. Like, you're pulling stuff out of the water.
yeah, yeah, out of the water or right near the water, that gets wet a lot.
Okay, got you. So that's kind of how you know that it's gonna work, because you're like, oh, it's been in the water
Or
for a while and it's still there.
yeah, or sometimes you can find exposed parts of the roots. Like there's sycamore trees that have all the roots exposed in the bank of the creek, and you can like cut pieces off of that look really cool. So I found that too, where I like to use like upended stumps that have all the roots exposed.
Mm,
Those look really cool. Like this one here, that's
okay.
a piece with all the root pieces, kind
Oh,
of.
that does look nice.
But
Lo-Fi with Mike said,
yeah,
there's a lake outside my apartment. There's a piece of driftwood on the shore. I might collect it tomorrow. I live in Florida, so I'm hoping.
yeah, it's more than likely just fine.
Okay. Lisa asked, I wanted to collect stuff from my local stream and wanted to do that safely. How do you keep your tank safe?
I don't really worry about that much. You know, I'll I'll set them out in the sun. I mean, that's pretty much all you have to do is set them out in the sun for a few days, and then the sun will just take care of everything. And then what I'll do is I'll take a stainless steel screw, and I'll take a piece of slate rock, and I'll drill a hole through the base of the slate and put that stainless steel screw through the bottom. That way I can just stick it in the tank and not have to wait for it to sink or anything.
Okay. So you perfectionist, but you're not stressing over some of the little things. You're not worried about like a parasite egg or anything
No.
just random from a piece of wood that you pulled out the creek.
No. I mean, if I have a really nice established tank, I might think twice, but if I'm setting something up, I'll just let it fly.
Okay. Lisa asks, can JP talk about the photo he submitted to the stream for rating? The fish, the North American tank, those red fish with a blue top fin, which I think that photo is the thumbnail.
Yeah, they're just rainbow darters. I've been trying to breed them forever, ever. I'll get some better footage for you for that, Lisa. I've got quite a few different. There's three adult rainbow darters in there, and I've got two or three females in there, and then I've got a couple other darters that I'm not really sure what type they are. I've been trying to look them up, but I'm not. I'm gonna try to get some good pictures I can show you guys and see what you think. But
yeah,
I think there's some strange little native fish that I'm not really sure what they are. But yeah, that tank's really nice. And then the rest of I've got rainbow darters and rainbow shiners. That's all that's in that tank. And I just covered it. I've got one big central rock with a flat top that I think's really neat to just spill out all the bloodworms, because the darters will only eat frozen food, so they won't eat any processed food at all. So, and I've heard guys that will work their way into them eating that, but mine won't touch it at all. So
yeah,
they're just kind of a pain in that way, where they have to only eat frozen food.
When I had my darters, I was feeding them worms, and then also I fed them the isopods. So I'm not gonna lie, they loved eating the isopods.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just wondering. I don't know if there's a way I can trigger them. I think that's pretty much seasonal, so I think they kind of follow. They can follow the season. It's like, how do fish follow the seasons when they're inside in a glass tank?
Yeah.
So, but
I mean,
does seem that way. Like,
there's still temperature and the pressure drops. You know what I mean? They can still feel those.
Yeah, they can feel so it's one of those things where I think they're more of a fall breeder, where they'll only breed in the fall time when the pressures and the temperatures are a certain time. Because I've done all kinds of water changes and fed different ways, and it just seems that they just have to spawn a certain way.
M. Broom said, temperature is an important thing for a lot of natives. Many need a cooling off time. So maybe you got to get a fan for that tank or something.
Yeah.
Lisa is asking if you remember where you got the darters.
So I just got the darters out of the creek.
Oh my gosh, this guy.
Yep. So they're I think with the Indiana laws, it's just I have a fishing license. As long as I have a fishing license, I'm able to collect fish. So
okay.
It's just nothing endangered, I don't think, or illegal as far as native fish in Indiana.
Yeah, check your local laws if you're hearing this, because there's definitely a lot of differences. But that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. Broom said you might have to keep them in like low 60s for a month and then bring them back up, perhaps.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried? Well, you're collecting stuff from creeks. You're getting wood from everywhere. This is something that people that have had a lot of fish always had to deal with: sickness, illness, death. What medications? All of that. What's your experience?
I've had one tank crash because I put substrate from the creek in it, and it was it was not dried substrate either.
You
So
tried
it
a
was just
resurrection
straight sand.
tank. You tried to do a
Yeah,
resurrection
completely.
tank, swap tank.
Yep. Yep, completely. I just went all on with all the rock and everything straight wet from the creek.
Oh God.
So, and it worked great for a while. I think it's just a matter of I just didn't do enough water changes or something, but it went downhill quick. The substrate ended up turning all black and everything in the tank just died immediately. But
Holy.
and it was and I didn't have really anything in there that special. I just had some platies and I think some rummy nose and
not even worth feeding
there.
the turtle. So yeah, nothing. Yeah. So okay.
But yeah, I've never had a whole lot of problems with sickness and had to use medications much. If anything, I see something on a fish, I'll just maybe do more water changes or I'll put some salt in the tank. But I've never really
turtle time.
I don't quarantine fish much. I'll maybe put them in their own tank anyway, so everything's species only, so I don't really have to quarantine much.
The density thing seems to be big. Like that's one of the reasons and what's motivating like me trying to reorganize my fish room is just species only, but also just like density of fish just seems to really lessen the problems that pop up.
Yeah. Right. And then just having a good balanced tank is all you really need. Just a good plant load and a good balance.
Yeah, so no more taking some swamp substrate and dumping it in your tank anymore.
No. I'll set it out in the sun and that's all you got to do. Just if you want to use substrate from the creek, just spread it out in the sun and just let the sun bake it and it's just as good as any other substrate.
Okay. So, well, speaking of swap takes and stuff, you watch a lot of different streams, you watch a lot of different YouTube videos. How do you like filter out information? Like what's your discernment process? Or are you just like, I guess I'll just try that and see if it works or not?
Yeah, I mean, I there's not a whole lot I haven't seen that I haven't tried, so I haven't seen anything really innovative other than I like Lowell's Fish Lab. I like his rain tank. I think it would be cool to have a pressurized tank to mess with the barometric pressure and see what that does. That'd be cool.
So what's the worst things you've tried then?
Let's see. Well, I think what I'm trying now is just trying to see how many rainbows I can grow up in a 125. I think that's going to be interesting once they get bigger and bigger.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not sure what's going to happen.
I was going to say, you don't have like some things you're like, yeah, I'm never doing that again, ever. Like, that was terrible.
Yeah. No, not really. I haven't run into anything.
This guy.
I'm being too crazy.
Steaks is lobsters too buttery, steak too juicy. What's going on here? Fathom said, classic father fish take. It worked great until it didn't. That's funny. Have you tried like gone down like the no water change kind of no filtration route before?
Yeah, I've got a couple tanks with no filters, but it just seems as if you got a good plant load and you've got your tank balanced, you do water changes, you don't need filters anyway. So it's not that surprising that, filters are a thing that if you do your maintenance, then you're good to go.
Okay. So you still believe you don't subscribe to like not doing water changes then?
No, that's the thing is with the 60 tanks, I mean, I'm lucky to have some tanks that get a water change every couple months. So
right.
It's just one of those things where, yeah, I wish I had auto water change and I'd make everything look perfect all the time. But it's one of those things where with so many buckets and tubes, it just gets old after a while. Some tanks I'll let go for a long time.
Mick asked, he asked it before, so you've got to. Well, honestly, Mick owes you, so I don't even know why I'm doing this, but you got to give him a good answer. He wants to know your wish list fish.
My wish list fish.
a lot of cool fish
I'd
out
like to have
there.
a big. I'd like to have a big archer tank.
Ooh,
I'd like to have some archer fish.
okay. Any particular archer,
Yeah, that
like
would
just
be cool.
the clouded archers, or those like black and white
I
ones?
don't
Just
know.
any of them.
Yeah, just any of them would be cool.
Okay.
I think maybe if they had ones that stay smaller, the ones that stay smaller would be better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's a cool pick. I like that. Lisa asks, "Is there flow in the rainbow darter tank?"
Yeah, I've got one Shark Pro in there. Um, and I do have a one of those Jabo flow makers,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't turn it on much. It just tends to just cause more algae whenever you have more flow. Seems to cause more algae, so
Interesting.
I uh, I keep the flow at a minimum, but they would probably like more. But like I said, it seems to cause more algae.
Interesting. I'm still trying to figure out the different levels of flow that I can even achieve and that I want to aspire to. In the flesh shed, 60 tanks, but only breeding darts and rainbows. You missed. He said he's got all these McMasterite too. Come on.
Yeah, and I've got a lot of plecos. So most of the tanks have plecos in them.
Okay. Okay. Do the turtles eat plecos too, or is that?
No, I'm afraid to feed them the plecos because
Yeah, that makes sense.
they can stiffen up and choke or something.
Yeah, that seems bad. Are there any other?
Plus, I don't think they can catch them very well.
Have you done? You do any quarries?
Yeah, I've got some Palliatus and I've got some
Oh,
pandas,
okay.
got some orange lasers, and I had a bunch of Venezuelan, but down here, but I had like a dozen, and now they in about 3 days after getting them, most all of them died for some reason. And now I have like four. So
Damn.
that's the thing I hate too is you get a bunch of fish and then you only end up with a couple, and then you're like, well, what do I do now?
Right. Man, this is great. You got everything. Lisa's obsessed with rainbow darters. She's posting from Wikipedia. Says the rainbow darter spawns in spring, clutches of 82 with the female laying up to 800 eggs, 62 to 64 degrees for what it's worth on Wikipedia.
Yeah,
Okay. So
that'd be cool.
we got to try it. Hey, we got a $5 donation from Johnny Best. Thank you very much, Johnny. W Johnny in the chat. Let's go. Let's go. I'm almost that gets me almost to another Casa timer. I got like 50 more to go. Okay, JP. I don't know how you feeling. You feeling all right or
Feeling good, feeling good. It's great.
feeling good? Okay. Cuz we didn't even get into the quarries and stuff. So, I mean, have you been having breeding success with any of those, or are those just you just like the cute catfish?
Yeah, the Palliatus, they just with water changes, they'll spit some eggs on the glass, and I'll get them out and hatch them. But I don't really try too hard. Now I've got a bunch of panda quarries in a tank, and they haven't done diddly squat as far as spitting eggs on the glass. But I think if I put a mop in there, I think
Yeah.
they might go on the mop.
If you also if
So
you
I
have
think
any
if I put a mop
plants,
in their tank,
they might be laying their eggs like under plants. Like mine will lay their eggs on like Valsnaria blades sometimes.
yeah,
And
yeah, their tank's all rock, so it doesn't have any
ah,
plants in it. So I think if I put that mop in there, I think they'll spawn on it. But I don't think they don't spawn on the glass as much as other quarries. I don't think.
definitely not as much. They'll put one or two on there, but they're probably
Yeah,
they're not as well hidden on the glass either. Honestly.
yeah,
Embroom said panda generally spawn in a mop for me, sometimes in a random spot, but 95% in a mop. Johnny
yeah,
Best said, I finally get to see JP in the flesh. Which
yeah,
is funny.
Johnny.
Yeah, let's go. You and Johnny both are some of the most consistent, like, always in the fish live streams people for sure. So now we need to get Johnny in the flesh sometime. And I think it's funny because we have in the flesh aquatics in the chat too. So I was like, we're getting close in the names. Lisa Wolf said to Johnny, "You're gonna want to rewatch the beginning. This is an amazing fish room and has been a great stream. Let's go, JP."
Yeah, I wish I had a way to like show you around.
Oh man, he wanted to show us around and froze up instead. Holy. Mick said, "Producing green water. Is he breeding Moina or Daphnia too?" I'll ask when he unfreezes for a second.
Am I back? Am I back?
You're back. You're back. So yeah, you wanted to show us around.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I don't know how to make it all wireless and work. I've got it all plugged in. So I'll have to figure out my equipment first.
The pod squad gets going strong enough. I'll come out. We'll do a fish room live stream. We'll walk around. We got to do it one day. This is too much. This is a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, so I've got my dining room has more tanks than the porch here.
What?
So it's really like a fish condo for sure. I've got and it's a good thing I own it, so I don't think there would be a way that I'd have a landlord would let me have tanks in the dining room.
So we're basically just getting a teaser at this point. Like this isn't even your final form.
No.
Oh my god. No. Lisa wants to know if you have done any outdoor tubs or ponds.
Yeah, I've got one Rubbermaid 150, and I've set it up last year, but I didn't put anything in it this year. I just threw some mystery snails out there, and I was gonna put some unique looking platies out there and see what happens, but I haven't. It's hard enough keeping all these tanks to deal with tubs, but
for sure.
But I grow super hot peppers too, so
nice.
I spend a lot of my time doing that.
Fathom wants to know what's your go-to plants.
Well, it seems like crypts are the only thing that survive in my water. So as far as just with no CO2 and regular water changes, crypts do well. Guppy grass. I've got this bacopa, grows really well out of the water.
Okay.
But yeah, I've got a few tanks with some Amazon swords, but mostly all bronze crypts and windy eye crypts.
Okay. I'm getting into crypts. I'm definitely becoming quite the crypt fan. Mick says you're producing green water. Are you also breeding Moina or Daphnia too?
No, I haven't got into cultures much just because, it's just the maintenance thing as far as trying to find time to deal with all these little things.
Okay. Hey, we got Swim Deanna Jones in the chat. Mexicali Fishkeepers pop by and said hello, Nick and JP.
Hey.
Hey, let's go. Fathom said, is JP interested in a video tour? I have a friend in this area I could crash at. Fathom's trying to come through. Yeah. Give it some time.
Once I figure out how, you would think with this nice DJI Pocket 3, I should be able to, use it remotely as a webcam, but
you could.
I don't know that there's a way to if I unplug it now, I think it's going to unplug. I don't know.
There definitely should be a way, but that could always be the second stream. Maybe if Mick does his 2 stream appearances, we get an appearance with you with the actual tour.
Yeah, I'm anxious to learn how to do all this stuff because I've got all the equipment. I really like wildlife photography, so I've always taken wildlife photos. So I've got a really nice Nikon D800 with all kinds of nice lenses, but I've never really delved into taking pictures of my fish yet.
We've seen some nice photos from you. I don't know if those are all your camera, but you've posted some nice photos.
Yeah, it's just I've not really gotten it all set up and dived into it.
Well, you want to have it just the right setup. I know. I could see that. I could see that. But okay, we get the 2. If we get the 2 Mick appearances, then we'll figure out the live fish room tour for next.
Yeah.
Okay,
that'll be awesome.
Pressure's on, Mick. What's up, Maven? Maven enter the chat. Fathom wants to know if you've dabbled into aquaponics.
Nope. Other than just having plants grow out of my tank, I've not really gotten into aquaponics. I've got some pothos and some monstera growing out of this tank here, but no.
Johnny wants to know if you sell your fishes. I guess he missed earlier that you just take them to
Oh,
the swamps.
if it was easy enough and you could come get them. So
Oh,
the turtles like them. They're free to them. So
listen, if you could drive to JP's house, he might be open to selling you some fish. It sounds like.
oh yeah, yeah. If you drive to my house, then you can have some fish.
Okay, let's go. Indiana trip. Fathom says
It's
I'm
all
gonna.
it,
Fathom's like I'm coming over to do a tour. We could spend hours talking fish food. Oh, Fathom is a
yeah.
good person to talk about photography with for sure. For sure.
Cool.
He's also a
Yeah,
perfectionist. If you didn't know that about him.
yeah. I got that going on too.
Yeah. It's you guys that build some of it. I think he's an aerospace engineer or something. You're over here. You're designing new ways to test the limits of Casa timers.
Yeah.
Vic said, "Johnny, you missed the best. JP feeds his rainbows to his turtles. But people they can't get over the rainbows to the turtles thing. I think that it just is a testament to your success of actually breeding a lot more fish than you can know what to do with. That's the kind of problem we all want to have, you know."
Yeah. Yeah.
Maven asked JP, "How's it hanging? If there's a piece of advice you wish you had in the beginning, what would it be?"
Um, it would probably be. um,
You better not say Casa
Well,
timers.
no, I think it would be. um, Yeah, I'm just really fed up with doing water changes manually. So if
Oh,
there's a way to over filter your tank or have it drilled with the auto water change, that's what I would do to start out with. Like with these tanks, I wish I would have just drilled them all to
mm,
start with.
mm,
Because if it's possible and you're not worried about water leaking somewhere, then if you have your fish room in a garage or in a porch like this, where you could have a catastrophe and it not ruin your property, then I would always just drill the tanks and get it over with.
so your piece of advice you give to your past self is just do the auto water change setup. Do it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm fed up with buckets. Even trying to use like a, I mean, you can't get around using a bucket because when you got to siphon your tanks out and clean gravel vac, I mean, you can't use the dang Python to do that. So you can
Right.
really only fill with the Python,
Because you don't
and
want to
that's
put
not.
it in your drain, all the sediment and stuff.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah. Well, and then you don't get as much control out of your gravel vac too with the long hose.
that's true.
But yeah, it's one of those things where I just wish I had a way to have them auto.
That's definitely something I feel the same way with right now. Is I wish I had at least one rack. I wish I had at least one rack that was auto water changed, like a rack of tins or something. I think I'm gonna settle on maybe draining manually, siphoning manually, and then having a more automated water fill up. But like I'm with you. Like I wish I had taken the patience to set up an auto water change as well first. Now I'm just like, okay, maybe I'll siphon manually, but set up some kind of auto fill system. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I find it even quicker to dump buckets in tanks rather than to run the Python sometimes. So I'll just heave a 5-gallon bucket up, and it's quicker than trying to fill with a hose.
Mm. Lisa is asking, are you on well or city water?
Just city water,
Okay, gotcha.
and I've got, and my water stays pretty good. It's about 170 TDS, so it stays pretty neutral, not very hard, because a lot of Indiana water, especially if you're on a well, is going to be really rock hard with limestone. So
Right.
I'm fortunate to have city water, I guess, but I'm just waiting for a chloramine change. If they change something and they do a flush certain times of the year. I've not really had that trouble, but I've heard of those instances where they'll switch something up on you real fast
Right.
to do something to their system. But and then I use safe. I use Seachem safe. I just put a pinch in every 5-gallon bucket.
Right. Okay.
Or I'll use a brute trash can to do my changes, and I'll just put a couple pinches of safe in the trash can.
Now we're talking.
So that's all I do.
The brute trash can is elite. Broom Broom was wondering if your advice to yourself would have been to get more turtles ahead of time.
No. Yeah, I think I have enough turtles. I had a common snapping turtle for years, and then I had stepkids around that were really small, and my partner made me get rid of the snapping turtle.
The snappy turtle was a finger risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. In the Flesh Aquatic says, I'm in Chicago. I'm coming to get some fish.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Oh, God. Mick asked me if I saw. Yeah, we asked a question about the advice. His advice was the auto water changes. Indeed. I feel like you have a fish room that is a lot of stuff that I would love to incorporate myself. Like, I love how everything's got such individual attention to it, even though it's like 60 tanks. Now, that being said, we haven't seen the kitchen tank, so I don't know. Maybe the kitchen tank got something else cooking up with them. I have a feeling, are they set up pretty similarly, like similar shelving systems?
Yeah, I've got 2 5.5 gallons, two 20 longs, and 4 10s, and a 125, and a tub in my kitchen. So I've got a lot going on in my kitchen.
Okay, you got a tub in the kitchen.
Yeah, yeah.
Mick said, I was in the kitchen. Wait, in your kitchen or JP's kitchen?
I don't think he's in the kitchen.
And Broom said, part 2 coming later, location kitchen.
Yeah, we could do a kitchen. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If I figure this out, I can do a stream from each area of my house, and they're all equally full of tanks.
Okay.
So it'll look good. It'll look good.
Okay, we're gonna do where he can walk around and show us the tanks and stuff stream as a part 2, but that's gonna be on Mick though. We gotta get the Mick thing.
Yeah, I gotta figure out my equipment too. See if I can figure out how to make it work.
That's gonna be awesome. Lisa said yes, part 2. Okay, if people want the part 2. Fathom says, I'm seeing a lot of different tank footprints behind him. What's his favorite tank size / shape to work with, and what's his least favorite?
I like 20 highs. So these are 60 breeders. So I got 2 60 breeders and then a 75. And then so this is all 60 breeders, 20 highs, and 75s. So I've got every kind of Aqueon tank except for maybe like there's like a 150 or something, or a 90 gallon or something. But I've got a 55 here, this next to the camera. But yeah, I think I like 20 highs just because they're not too big, not too small. But yeah.
Do you have a least favorite?
And
though, is the second part of the question. You gotta have one.
Oh man, I don't know how I could not like a certain type of tank.
Oh my gosh, this you refuse to say.
They're all fun. Maybe like yeah.
He never seen a tank he doesn't liked. Well, there's gotta be one. There's gotta be a tank dimension that like you have and replaced or something. Like you tried it, but you didn't keep it. Lisa said, sounds like anything less than a 20, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't know. They're not too bad. Like I've got some 2.5 gallons I don't like because they they'll evaporate so fast that I won't even have any water in them after a while.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, the smaller the tank, the more tedious it is to keep them full.
Right.
So that's probably a thing.
Right. That makes sense. Embroom asked if you have, what do you think of maybe one of those tall, narrow hex tanks?
Yeah, I've never had one of those. I've got my acrylic, 105-gallon acrylic. It's 30 inches tall by 18 wide by 48 inches wide. So it's real narrow where you can't get your arm down in it very well.
But you don't mind it. That's cool for
But
you
I don't
too.
mind it too bad.
Oh my gosh. So you really you like all the tanks pretty much.
It's not a tank I don't like, I don't think.
Well, how about I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in this. What's up? Where's the rimless tank representation?
No rimless in here. I've got a 60 cube rimless. But that's the only rimless tank I have.
Okay.
I've got a little turtle tank that I've built that's like a paludarium type thing. It doesn't have a rim on it.
Oh wow.
But
so you have built some tanks.
Yeah, like it's 1/4 inch thick. Because I'm afraid the bigger tanks, I'm not sure of all the different specs that you have to have where, certain thickness for a certain size, and then you got to have bracing, or you can't do a total rimless without some certain braces at a certain size.
Right.
So I'm afraid to spend $600 or $800 or $1,000 on glass and then it not be built exactly how it should be.
That sounds like, yeah, I get that. I definitely get that. Fathom was saying to Broom, he said, I have one of those tall hex tanks if you want it. I swear nobody wants this thing. And then Broom said, for a good reason. So Johnny said, no tank discrimination, chat. Yo, everyone put what's your least favorite tank in the chat real quick. I want to hear. I want to see. JP, you're such a positive guy. You're like, I guess there's not really anything I tried that I really didn't like. Oh, there's no tank that I didn't like. Is there a fish that you've had that you didn't like? Like you've had some that were too aggressive and stuff. Is there any other fish that you're like, I wouldn't keep that again?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a lot of I've got this longfin, or it's a what is that? Sunfish. It's a long-eared sunfish, and it just kills everything. You can't put anything with it at all.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I've not come across anything.
It's in that bottom right tank. Really, I think I can see it. It's so big, right? Is that the fish? Yeah, I can see it back there. So, like, when you have a fish like that, you seem like you're not the biggest fan of a fish that kills everything. The turtles, it's like you like the turtles, so that's fine. Like, is this a fish you would rehome eventually, or?
Well, I've got another 125 I'm going to put in my garage, and I'm going to make it into a native tank because it can get cold in the garage or whatnot. But I'm going to try to put the sunfish in a 125 with some other native fish and see what happens. But I think they'll just get all killed too. But I don't know. I've seen some native tanks with some schools of bluegill and some other like perch and some other native fish all together. But I don't know how long lived they are, what the longevity is on them. But
right.
I think after a matter of time, it's just going to be a problem, I would think. Because you've seen those tanks like they have it. You've seen those tanks they have it like Cabela's, where they have all the bass and bluegill and stuff in them.
Yeah.
So I mean, it can be done with a certain size. They'll all live together, but
so the garage will be the experiment for the sunfish to live with something else.
Yeah.
You won't be able to hear the sounds of slaughter and murder from your bedroom in the garage. No. By the way, some people are starting to chime in with the tanks they dislike the most. Johnny Best said 5 gallon. Jacob said bow front tanks, and Zebra Aquatics also said bow front tanks. Mexicali says he's not a fan of 55 gallons. What do you think? I know you got the 55s. Do you like bow fronts?
Yeah, I mean, bow fronts would be all right. I mean, you're limited on the stands. I think that's kind of crappy with the type of stand you have. You might be limited with a bow front.
Not a very good rack tank dimension, the bow front.
No.
Maybe said my favorite small I like is 20 long. Medium is 40 breeder, 75. I haven't had anything bigger than a 90. That didn't explode in my living room. So my favorite is 90. And Mitchell Broom said the tall thin tanks are not my favorite. And Johnny Beston did another $5 donation. Oh my gosh. Yo, JP, Johnny is making it rain because of the JP stream.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my gosh. You know what? We might have to send you a Casa timer, like one of the fancier editions. I know there's different models of them. We have to send you one that's like got a built-in temperature gauge or something. I don't know. The possibilities are endless. Embroom said, I don't like a regular 55, but when you turn it into a 50 breeder, I love them. I'm on a hunt for 6 more to finish up the redesign. What do you think?
Yeah, that's one tank I've not had that I'd like to get. I'd like to get one of those 50-gallon low boys. The Zoom Ed low boys would be cool to have.
Yeah. What would you put in that?
I probably put some Shelleys would be pretty cool in it.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be a nice one. Fathom said, I hate 55s. I'm slowly turning all my 55s into sumps. Oh my gosh, with the 55 hate. In the flesh said 75 gallon. Okay. Mick said, how about a 4 foot high by 7 foot long by 1.6 foot wide with a built-in background standing on a high shelf starting at 4 feet, a mad tank in a supermarket.
Yeah, it sounds like a trough tank that's impossible to reach inside.
Yeah, that sounds like a massive. That sounds massive. You might need another condominium to put that in. Holy. What's up, Ross Baltimore in the chat? How's it going? Fathom said bow front haters in here. I have a 90 bow front and I really like it. I have a custom bow front cabinet stand for it. It's great to look at. All right. Okay. We got some bow front defenders in here. Sheesh. You know, I feel like let me see if I got my Johnny Best going crazy, man. I'm trying to see if I have gifted subs, but I'm having a hard time thinking. Sheesh. Okay. This is something I haven't done before when I do an interview, but I would like, do you have any questions to ask me now that we're at the end of this? Any concerns about my behavior? No, I'm joking.
I think it's really cool how many fish you've bred. 30-some fish? Is that how many you're up to?
I forget, they probably around there.
Yeah, that's cool. Where you got the point system and all that kind of thing. That would be neat.
Yeah.
If I had time, I'd like to do that kind of thing, but I just have enough time to just kind of do water changes. Focus on 1 or 2 fish, but
that's where I'm at right now. Honestly, like I haven't had much time besides just changing water.
Yeah, and then some of those methods where you use the peat moss and dry out the peat moss and that kind of thing with the killifish. That seems really interesting to me.
Yeah, you haven't done the annual killifish yet?
No, I've got some killifish. I don't even remember what kind they are, but I think they're mop spawners. They'll spawn out mops the kinds.
I mean, you can do those annuals in a 2.5. I mean, that's an easy project to just put a pair in a tank with a thing of cocoa core or moss in there, and put it in a bag and let it marinate for a few weeks.
Yeah,
that definitely fits your style of like mop in there for a bit, take it out, put in another thing. You know,
Yeah.
I think you could do well with that.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Well, how many different fish species do you think you've bred? Because I feel like you've got a lot. You've got a lot of fish going on that you're making more of.
I don't know, probably maybe 10 or so, probably 10 or 12. I don't
Okay,
know.
so
Not too many.
you've been making a lot of those 10 or 12 for a while, though.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't gotten any new fish. Like I said, I only go to swaps like a couple times a year. So my
Okay.
last run, I got some whiptails and didn't do very good with those. They eventually died off. But and I had some. What else did I get? I got some koi angels from the last swap, and I've just got those. I haven't done anything with those. They're kind of growing out.
Mm-hmm.
What else did I get? Oh, I got two figure eight puffers from the last swap. One of them had a really big sore on it when I bought it. I didn't notice it, and it died pretty quickly. But
Oh, damn.
the other figure eight's going pretty well. But
Do you got
they're
them
kind
like
of a pain to feed, also.
Oh yeah, is that one of those ones that's like a brackish puffer or some kind of thing like that?
Yeah, I mean, they say they do well. They do better in brackish, but some say they do better in fresh. And if you kind of switch them back and forth, they don't do well. So I'm just keeping this one in fresh, and so far so good. But it's just a pain feeding them because all they'll eat is snails or bloodworms. They won't really eat processed food either.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my god, bro! They're still talking about bow fronts. Zebra Aquatic said bow fronts look great. They just take extra time and effort to clean the front glass without scratching it. Ross said cleaning 5 gallons seems like a waste of time to me. Fathom says I use the same mag float in my bow front I use in the other tanks. The curve isn't that crazy. The mag floats still work. All right, okay. Johnny says I got to get up on my breeding game. Yeah, we got. Are we gonna get regular updates on your 200 rainbow fish green water tank?
Yeah. I need to do another update for Discord for that.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna try to just water change the green water out of it and see how that works. But I don't want to stress the fish out with too many water changes. But I think
Have you ever considered one of those like UV internal filters?
I thought about that too, but I want to kind of maintain the microfauna as best I can.
Okay.
I think that would just kill everything, right?
No, that makes sense. Lisa asked a bit ago, and I forgot to ask, but he asked, what other fish have you wild caught besides the darters you mentioned earlier?
I've got some fantail darters that are really cool. They look like little dragons, like little dragon darters. They got these like serrated top fins that look really neat, and they don't stay as live as easily as the darters though. But I've got one at my work in my work tank that's staying pretty solid. So I may try to catch him out of there and put him in a different tank. But yeah, fantail darters are pretty cool looking. And then I've got another called a top fin, or it's a top minnow.
Yeah.
It's a black spotted top minnow.
Nice.
And I've caught those before, and those are really neat. They're kind of like a killifish of sorts.
It is. No, I was gonna say that is a killifish.
Yeah. So I've caught those, and those are pretty rare. I've not caught very many of those before, but and then I've of course got bluegill and little crappie and little sunfish.
Nice.
I'd like to find a perch. I think that would be cool to find a little perch because they don't get really big, and that would be cool to have. Cold Water Aquatics. He's got a lot of cool native fish.
Okay. You've caught a lot. That big guy in the corner. You caught that sunfish, the long ear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So what's your method for catching all these?
Just a net, just a dip net.
Okay.
So, and a lot of them are in creeks. So I've caught catfish too. So, and then in the late summer, I'll wait for the pools to get isolated, and then I can just dip in there all day long and catch all kinds of stuff that get in there. I'd like to find a Mad Tom catfish.
Oh my god!
I've been looking for those.
Those are cool.
Year, but yeah,
because they stay smaller, but they still eat everything, right?
Yeah, they stay really small, and then yeah, they still eat everything, and They're mildly venomous too, so they're a
Oh,
venomous catfish.
oh, this is great. This is the perfect fish.
Yeah.
Have you ever had like a piranha phase or something like where you just want one of those like aggressive or feeding frenzy fish?
Yeah, no, I mean the rainbows are kind of like that at times. That tank with 200 rainbow fish, and I throw the fish in there. It bubbles up quite a bit with rainbows whenever I throw the food in there.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, rainbows are good
but
eaters.
yeah, yeah,
Everyone keeps asking, and by everyone I mean Johnny Best and Ross. They want to know what's brewing in the background. So you've gone through some of the tanks through here, but just for those who missed it, and just for a full, just give us a breakdown tank by tank. And remember, people,
yeah. So
those are
this one's
75s on the top left. So
yeah. So this one has tier spot barbs and Millerai, uh, Geophagus Millerai. This tank just has some gold white clouds. This has guppies, and there's some orange flash pistos in there, a male and female. It's been in there forever. And then uh, six adults, white snow whites plecos in there.
nice.
And this one's got split fin goodeids. That's all that's in this is split fin goodeids. This tank has the L183 Starlight plecos, and it has about 9 blueberry tetras.
Nice.
This tank down here on the bottom has all electric blue acaras. So there's like 6 adults in there of electric blue acaras.
Is
I
that one that
had
you
one
bred?
spawn in another. I had one spawn in another tank that they're from, but since their offspring hasn't spawned, um, and there's a couple red wag platies in there with the electric blue cars, which has works, which
Oh,
surprisingly,
okay.
but they haven't bred. But as long as the platies stay large and the adults, they don't seem to bother them, or they can't catch them. But there's not been any breeding from the platies in
Of
there.
course. Of course. That
This
sounds like
tank has a
food.
few leftover Venezuelan Corys. There's like 3 or 4 left in that tank. Um, this tank over here has like 4 adult 519 uh, honeycomb plecos, and then it's got some koi guppies in there. There's a breeding pair of Bosemani's in this tank,
Nice.
and this tank just has more gold white clouds. This tank has some black tiger or black bar endlers, and then some a bunch of adult green dragon plecos.
You got quite the
This tank's
array.
this tank's empty. This tank's full of way too many super reds, and this is just an obliquian cichlid, and I forget that's called like a I forget what that one's called. I think it's like
That's a
some type
crazy
of
name.
peacock cichlid.
Uh,
Yeah, and then
Quoke the.
this
Sorry, I just got a
this
question.
tank has yeah.
Quoke though thou. Sorry, QUOC though 2105 says, does JP have a channel?
No channel yet, really. I've thought about getting into it, but I think I like to just document what I'm doing. It's kind
Yeah.
of neat. So I may eventually post some videos of stuff I'm doing, but I'm not really that into it, building a channel or a
Right.
lot of subscribers or anything like that.
I'm sorry for interrupting
Um,
though. Continue, but
no
just
worries.
wanted to
This
let you
tank,
officially say that.
yeah, this tank has mascara barbs and pandagaras. I've got a bunch of adult pandagaras in here. Uh, And there's a figure 8 puffer down there on that side of the tank with the long ear sunfish. But yeah, that's it for this rack.
All right. Hey, that's not bad for part one.
Yeah.
That's not bad for part one. We're not even in the kitchen yet, where most of the takes are.
Yeah.
Mick said the wall of racks is just perfect. It's perfect. Mick said, JP, you should produce a book. It would be awesome. We could pre-order. Are you into writing?
No, not into writing.
Okay, Mick. So, Mick's trying to find ways to distract you so he doesn't have to make a stream appearance. That's what's going on.
Oh man.
I know. This guy, Mick. Fishkeeper said, I heard pandagars. I can't ever get enough of those.
Yeah, I like pandagars. I've been trying to breed them, but I heard they'll colony breed, but I've not gotten any action from them yet.
Sheesh. All right. Any last questions for JP? I don't want to make him work overtime too much. Okay, we're about to hit 2 hours. That's usually where when I have a guest on, I'm like, look, we're not gonna do the 9-hour thing. The first, maybe part two.
I'm not that good at yapping.
Yeah, no, you're great. This has been great. This has been a very pleasant yap fest. Please, in the chat or if you're on the replay, please let JP know if you appreciated him coming on. I feel like this is a long time coming. It's a long time coming.
Yeah.
If you've watched the replays or the streams, you've definitely heard me respond to JP in the chat many times. So it's like we finally get the person on the screen.
Yeah, Nick, I think you're incredibly underrated. I mean, your videos should have way more views than they have. I mean,
JP,
I mean, like JP, I said,
you don't gotta flatter me. You're getting the part two.
like I said, the algorithm pushed me to me just as same as they push Corey and DIY Joey and Steam Fought and all the. I think you're right up there with those guys. So
that's very, very kind of you to say. I appreciate that. I love the people that we have in the chat. Fathom said, "Oh wait, now JP's lying." he thought you're cool. We're getting a lot of WJP in the chat in the flesh of JP. Well, no, I really appreciate that, and I'm sorry I've been less consistent, but truly, the stream and hanging out with you all you guys is probably top 3 best things I got going on in my life right now. Like this is just, it's so much fun. It really is so much fun to.
Are you going to get into politics, Nick?
What do you mean? Like, are
you going to be a mayor or a governor? That'd be cool.
What the heck do you think? What kind of person you think I am? I could be in politics. Why? Because I just like yapping about nothing all day long.
Well, you work at the polls, don't you? Isn't that what you got a job at the polls?
I am doing some. I'm doing some elections support staff stuff for the primary in general in my state.
Yeah, but that's the start of it.
No politics for me. I'm president of a fish club.
Civil service.
I'm president of a fish club. Isn't that enough? I don't feel like my performance there justifies me being in charge of anything greater. But no, I really appreciate you saying all those nice things. And Dwarf Cyclidiot said paid guest. They think I bribed you to say that. Paid guest. Lisa said, true, very talented streamer. Thank you. Lisa Fathom said, WJP. That's what I like to see. We get the WJPs in the chat. Jacob said, this is the best community ever. Agreed, JP. Thank you, JP. And Bruce said, all good stuff, JP. Johnny Best said, room tour to be continued. Oh, man, This is great. Lisa said, this has been a fantastic stream. And Dwarf Cyclidiot did say, what a guest. Before you started being nice to me. That's when he said paid guest. Paid guest. And I see Big Steve in the chat with a $2 donation, but he said hashtag cuttlefish agenda. What in the world? It's a coup. It's a coup.
Yeah, that's another thing is I need to get some aquatic isopods to kind of
Yo,
make the agenda
send
worthy
me,
of.
just
I
give me
need to
your
be worthy
address.
of the
I'll
agenda.
I'll send you isopods anytime. Give me your address. And
Yeah,
if people show up at your house begging for fish, it wasn't me. I did not leak it. I did not leak
yeah.
it. Fathom said JP was really cool until he took the check from Nick. Oh my God, guys.
Oh man.
Here, okay. I'm going to. How about this? I'm going to pay you guys off. Let's do the gifted memberships in celebration of this great stream. We're gifting 10 memberships. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see who gets them. It better not be Mick, because I was gonna do a members only stream where I just talk about how Mick has betrayed me. All right, they're going out, and okay, Fishcapade's got one. Fathom got one. Maven got one. Oh, some good people are getting it. Stan got one. Johnny Best got a gifted. Holy. Lisa Wolf and In the Flesh. Michael Wiggins. Pug Chick. I don't know if I've seen Pug Chick in the chat. Von Cobra. And that's all the people that got the gifteds. Congrats. Thank you all for a great stream. JP, any parting words?
No, not I can think of. Did you turn your CO2 on?
I did. I have CO2 on in the Newt tank. The Newt tank has the CO2, actually.
Oh yeah.
I haven't installed the splitter though, because I'm gonna split it and put it in that one tank I'm trying to kind of escape with a giant rock. I want to put CO2 in that tank too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting into CO2 maybe in the wintertime.
Oh, that's scary.
Try a tank. Something I've never tried before.
I'm curious to see what you do with CO2. That's gonna be. We're gonna have to do a whole other part 4. It's gonna be individual Casa timers for each CO2.
Yeah, I want a super high tech tank.
Oh my God, you got 3,000 watts coming on.
Yeah.
Oh God, we gotta do. Once you do that, then we'll get you and Bamba on the stream, and we'll figure out the high techness together.
We'll do a super high tech or a hyper tech tank.
Star Trek tank. That's what we're doing right now. Scotty, beam me up. Okay, JP, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me.
The stream is back. JP has resurrected the stream.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All
Let's
right.
go.
I will see you around, my friend. Don't be a stranger, and have
Thanks, guys.
a good evening.
Have a good evening.
Yo, there's only one thing I can say right now. There's only one thing you know what it is. Holy man. That was a great stream. Oh my gosh. I should go on strike all the time. Look at what happens when I refuse to stream. Unless I get the guests. Yo, thank you so much to JP for coming on. That was a fantastic stream. Thank you to everyone in the chat. You've been super holding it down. Fathom said I got hit by this scammer free membership. How do I return it, bro? Come on, man. Ross said, anyone looking for some long fin snow white bristlenose? So get out, Ross, if you want some of those. Sounds like you got some. What do you guys think about JP? Come on. You know he's gonna he might watch the replay. I didn't want to do too much praise while he was on here, but feel free to spam some WJPs in the chat or something, because my goodness. Johnny said, Ross, send me an email. Okay. Found a buyer quick for that one. Fathom said, Ross, do you want 200 of them? Oh my gosh. Johnny Best said, Ross, send me your fish list menu. Jacob said, JP is an interesting guy. Yeah, what did you guys think about that? If you enjoyed, please leave a comment afterwards or on the replay. Show your appreciation. George Seclidia said WGP. Jacob said WGP JP one more time for the fun time. I said WGP. It's JP, not Grandpa. Mick said inspiring for sure. WWWJP. No.com. Holy. No, that was good. I feel energized. I definitely do. Let me see if I missed any other chats up there. I saw Mick say, True Nick, we love your content. Deep dives for the win. Appreciate you, Mick, as always. As always. Mick also said, great to get to know you, JP. Yeah, that was awesome. You never know when you haven't met someone in the chat before. It's kind of interesting because you just legitimately you just don't know what it's gonna be like to actually talk to them face to face. You never really thought about it if it's just like they're in the chat or whatnot. And JP did not disappoint. That was really a very pleasant stream for sure. The kitchen is gonna be something else. Yeah, part 2. So Mick, when are we gonna get the Mick, at least the audio mix stream? Come on. JP put in the work. Let's go. JP Jeffries in that chat said thanks everyone. I'm a pin JP in the chat. Appreciate you, my friend, for coming on. What's the vibe? Should I end the stream so we have a nice, concise 2-hour interview only stream? And we'll run it back again. I don't think I have too much more to talk about. I'm going to feed some fish here. I've been putting fruit flies in a container and then putting that container in the freezer again. And I powder them with some food or something. I've been feeding them that way. I like feeding them live too. But for some stuff, it's been fun just, killing them. Wait, 1 second. That didn't come out right. Jacob said lounge in my tanks. You know what? Should we do some... The problem is, if I get into the VC, I'm going to be on for too long. I have to get up early. That's the only thing. That's the main problem. But when's the next time I'll be able to go late? I'm gonna have to basically do early streams only for like the next 8 days. I'm gonna be waking up at 5 a.m. every day. Johnny Best said live food is my next agenda. Mick said LLL, no pressure, right? JP killed it. I can't come on after this. Mick, I come on at every single time on stream after I have a great guest. And then everyone always says, when are you going to bring on the good guest again? When is it going to not just be you? The worst is Scotty. Scotty will be in there. He'll be like, this guest is way better than any of the other guests you've had on recently. Or he'll just be like, you really should do a stream with another guest. They're much more entertaining when it's not just you. This guy's brutal. This guy's brutal. Johnny Beds peaced out, bro. You got to rest. Jacob said, I have a way for you to get some live food for free. That sound a little bit sketchy. I'm not going to lie. What do you mean for free? Hold up. Pause. All right. I think I'm gonna end the stream so I can rest up. But hopefully, I feel motivated to stream right now. JP got me inspired, so the strike's been broken. I should be back. Anything that's on your mind that we should do a stream about coming up? Anything in particular? While you guys got me here, let me know in the chat. One second, I'm grabbing my flies real quick. Jacob said, put a 5-gallon bucket outside for a week, free microfauna. So let's go. Good point, Jacob. Mick said, other fish people are going to haunt you to get us more JP's insights. Sure. Lisa Wolf said, when do you expect to stream next in my tanks? There have been some very entertaining streams. I appreciate that. That's a good question. I've just had a bit of a different schedule recently. So it's more of like an energy level thing. I've just been tired. But, the more appreciated I feel. I'm not joking. I'm going to try and stream a little bit more than I have recently. But I don't know when. I can't say for sure 100% when it'll next be. Just that I'm going to try and make it sooner. There'll probably be some earlier in the day streams. Like... maybe like 5 to 9 EST streams instead. I don't know. Because like I said, I'm gonna be getting up at 5 a.m. for the next few weeks, so I can't be up as late as I generally like to be. But I'm glad that you've been enjoying the streams, at least as a newer addition to the pod squad, the chat gang. You've been holding it down, so I'm glad that you've come in and started enjoying the stream so quickly. We got a good crew. We got a good crew around here, man. I'm not gonna lie. We got a good crew. Let's see, anything that I can quickly talk about or show you guys. I have been working on a lot of stuff, but it's not quite at the place where it's like super easy to show everyone. Ross said they aight. The stream's right. Oh, okay. What do you want? What do you want the streams for you to be happy, Ross? Let's see if these fish want to eat this. I left a little bit of water in the fruit fly thing by accident. So now I got like a block of ice of fruit flies. Frozen fruit flies. One second, let me get some tweezers. I don't want to touch this. So look, look. There's like a bunch of loose, but I got this like ice block of fruit flies. Ah! One of them fell on my keyboard. Hold up, let me hold it over the thing. Let me try and feed it to this tank right by me. Let's see if the fish are into it. One second. Let me change the camera angle. I think I'm gonna powder them a little bit with like the super fine golden pearls. Hold up. 1 second. All right. Ah, there it is. Yo, I've been going crazy. I got so many Ken's fish food. We're gonna have to do a feeding stream soon, so I can show you guys all the food I've been testing out from Ken's Fish. But I'm gonna put the 5 to 50 micron golden pearls just a little bit to dust these flies. You know, just add a little something to it. Cursed popsicles, yeah. Jacob said I'm gonna be doing a store tour of my LFS soon. It'll be my first long form video. What's a good editing software? Good free editing software that you could do a paid version of eventually is a DaVinci Resolve, people like that. All right, I'm moving the camera to where I'm gonna feed this, and I gotta move my computer this way because it's in the way currently. Let's see. Let's see what's going on here. All right. Forbidden Popsicle is about to be deployed. Let me zoom out a bit. Let's see if this is something that... Oh, this is so gross. All right. Let's see. Those little parachuting things, those are fruit flies that are coated in the powder. And the ice block, it was very thin, so it's quickly melting. Now the benefit of this is that when I put the fruit flies on live, they don't sink, right? So this is kind of like, some of them are still floating. I think they'll probably sink after a bit. But this is something where before the half beaks would kind of monopolize the situation. Now I'm seeing the barbs get involved. Mix said Prego half beak. Yep, I do think so. My original big female, I grew most of these half beaks in here now. My original female, I think, jumped and broke her back, unfortunately. Um, so yeah, I need to figure out a nightlight situation like JP does, so we can avoid that scare when the light turns on. I think that's what it was, but you know, they could have jumped for any reason. Half beaks are definitely. I've got the platinum ones. And I had a good spawn, but then, like I said, I lost my big female. She like broke her spine. I'm hoping I can get a good batch of them again and keep them going. Or overfed, Mick said. No, I think she definitely's got a batch brewing for sure. I think I have 2 females. I think this one at the top here is also a female. They're significantly bigger than the males and more rotund. Actually, what's interesting, I'm noticing about this one, which you can't see because there's a shadow, but she's got an eye spot in her dorsal a little bit. That's kind of cool. Big Steve said that 100 to 200 is identical. I got those different grades. Never buy Magic Nano food again. Yeah, bro. The golden pearls from Ken's Fish, it's goated. And the bigger sizes of it are still really nice. Great pellets. They float a little bit. They sink. The fish love them. It's like you can have it for every single size. Or like JP said, I think Aquatic Foods, also not Aquatic Provisions. I think he said Aquatic Foods. They also got a bunch of different sizes. Wait, but guys, hold up. I think this was a success. The frozen fruit flies coated in powder that sink. I mean, they seem to really like that. I'm not gonna lie. That was quite satisfying. You want to see my headache right now? I'm only gonna show you guys if you promise to not call the fish police on me, okay? I'm mostly talking to Mick because he's just so high anxiety. But he's always worried about everything all the time. I do enough of that on my own, Mick. Okay. Let me move the camera. Well, actually, I'll just use my phone. I think I gotta just use my phone. Hold up. It should work. I gotta go mobile. Like JP wanted to. That's what we gotta try and do. Hold up. Yeah, phone camera. Okay, we're switching to the phone camera. All right. So we got the Neolampurogus Burchardi. As you can see, just be putting my phone here. They're very unfriendly. I'm not gonna lie. Now, you may notice that there's quite the physical barrier here. There's a oversized sword plant for this size tank. It's a 20 long. There's a giant ass rock. There's wood. There's moss. Well, that's because on this side we got little baby ocellatus shell dwellers. And you may remember I had one bigger baby. Well, this guy killed it brutally. I saw it. It was terrible. He got too close. He killed him brutally, and I built this wall. I want to move these guys out of here. I just have nowhere to put them yet. That's what I've been working on. But at the same time, we got this pair of ocellatus, which I thought they would colony spawn. Apparently, they make pairs because there's another odd man out he has to hide in the moss. And you've seen in previous streams that the female was fanning some eggs, and it looks like she got a good amount of fry. So I kind of have a complete nightmare in this tank as far as tank baits, but putting this physical barrier has seemed to fix things for now. But I'm gonna have to. This is like my top priority list of things I gotta sort out. Like, this is just absolutely ridiculous. But of course, it happened in the middle of me doing my shuffle. George Cicladia said, tub them while you sort out a new tank. I'm not really like a throw fish and tub person. That stresses me out. Plus, I'm gonna knock the tub over. I don't got a good place to set a tub. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get to move them if I have enough energy tonight or sometime tomorrow. There's a 20 high I need to break down, and then I'll have some space to put like 2 10s there instead. So that's what I'm gonna try and do. But Lisa said making that barrier was a clever maneuver. I try my best. I try my best. There's some other baby stuff going on. I guess I'm trying to think of what I should go take a look at. I have been doing a lot of moving around. I keep getting this kind of like water film on the bottom of some tanks. I think it's from the food, but I don't have a lot of tanks where the food goes uneaten. It's been kind of annoying. What's up, Big Cat 420? How's it going? Of course, we have the Apistogramma, the Nissanai. They still got their babies, and I've successfully removed all the bettas from that were in that tank. So I think we've got the Apistos in their own tank. Lisa said you got turtles. I hear they like a high quality fish stack. No, I do not have the turtles. But speaking of high quality fish snack, we should feed some other fish these fruit flies. Also, you asked, how did I get frozen fruit flies? I have flightless fruit fly cultures. I just put them alive. I like, tap out some live ones, and then I put them in a container, and I put that container in the freezer. And that's how I get the frozen fruit flies. I'm sorry to say. I'm sorry to say, but not really, because I do enjoy feeding the frozen fruit flies. I finally set up a spawning tank again for the Danios, the fire ring Danios. No, yeah, the Daniel Kyathit. So I'm hoping to have a bunch of those again. George Clear said he kills them. What's up, Mountain Greenery? How's it going? The newts are starting to get really fat and big in their tank. I have no way of knowing if there's any spawning activity. It's kind of overgrown in there. I'll show you that. Well, we got a lot of glare. I'm sorry. But yeah, you can see I need to do a lot of trimming in here. Unfortunately, a lot of trimming needs to be done. Maybe I'll take the phone around to a few places. Jacob said, I recently hatched out a bunch of Medaka fry. They're so small. I need more Pseudomagilla R2 females to the next one on my list. Yeah, Pseudomagillas are nice. Let's take a quick... We'll take a... Yeah, okay, here we go. Let's see if we can take a look at a couple things. We haven't seen some stuff around here in a minute. So, in honor of JP, maybe we'll get to some of the native stuff in here. Holy. So, if I can just move stuff, I have stuff all in the way of some tanks. So that's another issue as I'm moving things around. Excuse me. Let me get my... So here is the tank. I have the Apistogramma, the Nissanai in. So there's the female. We saw these guys on stream when they had eggs. We saw these guys when the fry first hatched. And I've now taken all the other fish out of here. And I gotta be honest, I hate Apisto's parenting style. I'm not impressed. I think Apistos are terrible parents compared to some of the other fish that I have. And I say that because their kids are in here, but they don't keep them in like a cloud. It's just like way too haphazard for me. That's not the kind of parenting I like. It's more like a loose cloud. So their fry are often in the shadows over here. And I'm gonna get some micro worms real quick and put them in, and we'll see how many fry that we can find. Give me 1 second. Holy. Yep. Alright. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get the micro worms. Oh, there's a little baby there. Micro worms. Micro worms. Have you learned? Have you learned? Micro worms. Jacob said, have you made a website yet? Would love to get some killies from you. You know, I might participate in an online auction or something eventually, or maybe we'll start our own to do, but I'm gonna do my best to never promote a site that I have on this channel. I don't want to do that. It's just not my vision for this channel. Alright, microworms are being deployed. And you can see these are very small. Actually, are these the microworms or are these the... No, these are banana worms, if you care about the difference of these things. Which I am increasingly not caring about. I'm not gonna lie. They're all little tiny worms to me. So let's see if the fry come out of the shadows for that. But you can see it's a 10. There's a lot of moss in here. But if this was one of my other dwarf cichlids, they'd have a little herd of fry along with them, and it would be great. It would be beautiful. Okay, so you're starting to see. Well, I'm starting to see. I don't think you can see on here. In the shadows, some movement is indeed occurring. If I had to guess, I think they have at least 10 fry, but it's so hard to tell what's going on. Oh wait, I think that's one right in the middle of the screen, right at the bottom. There's one little guy right there. Okay, I can't get too close. He's right above, right in the middle of that white pebble in the middle of the screen. Oh, okay, here we go. We got 2 over here. You can actually see those. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Alright, I see 3, so I've counted 4 so far, because I went on the other side of the tank. Now Mom wants to get in the way. Oh, I see another one over here. 4, 5. Okay. You guys get the idea of why I'm having a hard time keeping track. Mick said the pair is looking great. Yep, this is their second spawn. I think I got like 6 from her first spawn. We'll see how they do. They were mostly by themselves the first time, but I feel like this tank is a bit of a better setup. I haven't seen her chase the male as much as she did the first time. Jacob said, wow, there's a lot when you start to see them. That's what I'm saying. Like, they definitely are around. You just have to kind of look. George Ciclidiate said, oh, they're still little. Yeah, they're little. And, you know, my fish room has been kind of cold recently, so it's not like stuff is growing the fastest around here, honestly. Okay, let's see if we can go over here. I have some fry of, and I need to show, but there's a lot of algae on this glass. But my Aphiosemium striatum lambarine have been doing really well. I got 2 adult pairs of them, but I have some fry that are growing up and sexable now. And then these are like all my algae glass tanks. I'm sorry. But my shell dwellers, as you can see, are doing quite well. There's a lot of shell dwellers in here. That one, a couple streams back, one had like scratched his face or something. He healed up. He's doing good. The stir-by, you can see the ones that have grown up big enough that they're out and about. They've been laying eggs. The problem is that the one Kogel tetra that's still in here that I can't catch keeps eating them. The Procatopus that are in here growing up don't really seem to eat them, but this big ass tetra in there is always eating them. He's a bane to my existence, truly. The rainbow fish, one of my adult females is suddenly not doing so well. That's in there. She's probably in the back. But some of the fry that were in there are growing up nicely. I think my plan for them is I'm going to get a different totally empty tank. You can see some more tiny fry that have been popping up in there. I'm going to take all the bigger ones out of here. Try and do like the JP method. Get my pair in a tank with a mop. And try to do it exactly how I described. My Galaris are growing nicely. You can see I got one of my males here. It's kind of crazy how big they are already. Like, they're the size of like a full-grown Aphyosemion. So that's a male growing up right now. I don't even have a good light on this. And they're definitely a cool fish where when they notice me, they start all coming out. So I still got a good amount of them. I don't have an exact count, but I know it's 20 to 30 of them in here. And I do seem to have a decent mix of males and females. You see that looks like two females right there. We got a male here. There are some males that are already looking better than others, though. I'm trying to look. There's one like clearly alpha male Galaris where his color is just so much more blue and red than all the other ones. But yeah, they're all looking nice and healthy. I've been trying not to feed them too much. I don't want them to grow too fast. I don't want to accidentally bloat any of them since I don't. Again, my room is not super warm. Then my gold Fundula Panchex Gardneri. They've been in here by themselves for a while. And I'm starting to get some fry popping up in here. I should just pick some eggs soon. But I'm starting to get some popping up. This tank just has bettas in it, basically. Betta rubra. And they had some more fry, so god damn it. Got some more bettas. Come on. So here's what I've set up for these Danios. I'm gonna see if they lay in this catch tray. And I'll just do it that way. I haven't set up an auto collector with them, but I probably should. Probably should try. That light's off, that light's off, that light's off. All the lights are off. I'm going to try my 2.5 gallon, put the adult pair in, and then take them out method with my thread fin rainbows until I can set up some tanks with like a mop. My batch of P82s are getting pretty big. I'm probably going to put them in the main colony tank soon. I got a lot of females. I took all those pairs to the swap, but I still got, that's a nice looking male right there. Yeah. They're doing well. Never going to be free from the rubra. Yeah. Seriously. What else do we got going on here? I got some underutilized tanks for sure right now. My red shrimp are doing well in this 5 gallon. Of course, there's isopods. I'm trying to set up a spawning tank that kind of got an auto collector here, but I don't really have it running. But eventually, we're gonna see if I can get one of these damn things to work. This is the tank I'm gonna break down. I took all the fish out of it. This tank, the light is off, but my Aphyosemion, God, what is it called? The red dots. The Sheili red dots. They've been up here for a while. There's like a foot of algae, and there's a good colony going in here now. It's gonna be hard to see without the light, but I mean, just the fact that you can clearly see some fish up there. I'm gonna have some pairs of those. Maybe we'll do some stuff. So yeah, most of the things where the lights are on. Ugh. Here's my gold. The gold convict babies are growing up pretty decently. Look at them. I gotta move them out to. They're in here with a bunch of fish. I feed this tank pretty heavily because there's so many fish in it. But I think they'll probably explode in growth when I get them in a less crowded tank. There's just so many fucking cribs, bro. I gotta get rid of some of these cribs, man. I got so many cribs in here. It's crazy. And this tank has been really stabilized for me. Everyone seems to be doing nicely. So I like to see that. So I want to get another batch of the gold convicts, so I gotta get that set up. I really like that fish. It's kind of dark. The main light is off, but I do really like them. Let's see if I can get the light over here. George Cyclidia said, "Yeah, that's a shitload of cribs." Yeah, man, it's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous how many cribs are in here. JP Jeffries said my turtles would love those cribs. That's what I need. Ross said, "Are those special cribs?" No. They're an aquarium strain, I guess. Some of them do look pretty nice. Like, I'm considering if I want to just like try and line breed them because I think some of them look cool. But they're kind of it's an aquarium strain of cribs. Like that guy, I really love the outline on his caudal tail being blue. He looks like he got like a mark on his forehead. Would you? He probably got beat up. Most of them are looking pretty nice though. So I don't know what's up with him. I might need a turtle for the cribs. I would love that. Oh yeah. Gold convicts though, they're doing well in here. So I just got to figure out where to get all these cribs to. That's basically what's going on here. Mick said he's been fighting. Yeah. If anyone wants some cribs, holy. Then the crayfish are eating me out of house and home. I've been having to put one crayfish in like a tank here and there because there's so many. I lost my original big female, but my original male is still around. He looks like he needs to molt his. He's looking a little brown, but look at this guy. He's massive. So he got so big, I basically took most of the other crayfish out of here. So it's just an empty tank with rocks that I throw plants into and stuff. Cause he'll eat those up. They just mow everything down into mulm. It's ridiculous. You don't need a turtle, just use the crayfish. They haven't been effective in eating fish or anything like that. I haven't seen them be effective for that. That'd be nice. I could try moving the cribs to there. I don't think they fit. Okay, JP likes the native fish. My bluefins have been doing well. Got a good amount of nice little males and stuff in here. Look, he's actually just displaying for me like this. Usually I have to hunt around. Well, I guess he's trying to lure someone over there. We came at the right time. Yeah, the bluefins are nice. They're nice. So, yeah, we got some good stuff going on here, but lots of room for improvement still. I'm working on it. Like, I gotta get these gold lasers out of this tank so I can actually try and breed these tetras. I forgot this tank has the light that flickers on camera. No. Yeah, these tetras. This tank is looking nice though. I need to get some of this moss out actually. Moss is going crazy in here. The light was just off, so the red shrimp have been doing well in here too. I put my best looking red shrimp in this tank. I've been trying to do good culling my shrimp and stuff. Want to keep the bluefins If wanting FR, oh, I get plenty of fry in that tank, Nick. But there's just the hatchet fish. There's some pygmy hatchet fish in there. But there's a lot of algae and stuff. Oh my god, bro. The isopods are having a good time in this tank. I put this leaf in here like just like a week or so ago, and they've already skeletonized it. And the Warner-eyed Dalmatians, they're doing well. Look at that massive. Look at that guy. They're doing great. Got a bunch of babies from them. I guess there's some good stuff going on. In this tank, this is the one I want to add CO2 to. Diana said you do a great job culling your shrimp. Like, I just, I sort them out. I don't have a turtle, so it's not so much culling as just you go here, you go there, you go here, you go there. Now, as my dwarf pikes are getting, I think I have a pair forming. That might be kind of breeding size soon. They will devour shrimp, for sure. George Seclidiot said, I keep finding isopods in random tanks, always a nice surprise. I gotta remember who has the aquatic isopods in the chat, but that's good. I always like to hear what they're doing. By the way, Diana, how are your isopods and shrimp doing? Because Diana got, she got some of my cold shrimp. Holy. Oh, man. Man, oh, man. Dropped them off at ASPCA. What is that, Big Steve? ASPCA. The American Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. Oh, you're funny, Steve. You're funny. I gotta figure something out with these cribs. I do. For mystery fish, they're pretty cribs. Yeah. I mean, I think if they look good, that's all that really matters, honestly. There's a lot of aquariums. There's more aquarium strain cribs than not. So I kind of don't feel that bad about it. A lot of the location cribs that are from the Czech Republic apparently are all hybrids, so, cribs kind of get to it. I'm not gonna lie. They get to it. Suggestive funge, not Galaris. Galaris is another species. They still call them blue Galaris, don't they? Ah, yes, the nickname. When species start to explode, it's good to have a great LFS who can take them on. Yeah, it's just, it's hard with the cribs. The yellow convicts would probably be a lot easier, I'm not gonna lie. Diana said, my pond loves them. Keep seeing the shrimp. Hard to find the isopods. I did too good a job making hiding places. Yeah. They're definitely ones once the population increases, you see them more, or once they get a little bit bigger. Mick said, I could sell those bluefins easily here for 20 bucks a pair. How much did you pay for them? Probably like $10 for a pair or something. I don't know. But they're not very expensive over here, the bluefins. They're not too expensive. I can't ship to Europe, Mick. Otherwise, I'd offer to sell them to you. But maybe the only person I'll take them over here is JP's turtle. Yeah, JP, do your turtles take delivery? It's like one of those meal kit services, but for the turtles, and it's aquarium fish. Steve said $1 each. Oh my gosh. Sometimes they're bycatch in the fish store tanks, and you're just like, hey, can I buy that fish in there? Like, you want this thing? It's just in here by accident. Sure. Take it. Steve knows the hustle. Steve says they're bycatch with the grass shrimp. Yeah. Alright, guys. I should roll on out of here, but factor for the turtles. Yeah. I should roll on out of here. I definitely there's stuff. The fish room is still not in a place where I feel like I'm too proud of anything going on in here, but you know we're making some progress. This was definitely a good stream. I'm always inspired talking to people with some nice fish rooms, and I was talking to Fathom earlier. He has some cool stuff he's got going on in his fish room, so I'm getting some inspiration. Hopefully, we can get things all up in the shape here and had the stream be all in the shape. Oh, it's gonna be lit. We're having a good time. We're having a good time. Diana said, I've actually put a heater in the pond so it doesn't drop below 60 at night, usually warmer, but being safe. Well, as far as the isopods and shrimp go, they're good all the way to freezing, so you don't have to worry about them, at least. Steve said, I went and caught grass shrimp the other day at Mariner Point. Oh, wow. Is that for the, is that for your new monsters? Mick said, great stream, Nick and everyone. Thank you. George Seclidis at W Stream. JP said, hardest work at Fish Stream. Yeah, we gotta make sure we maintain the title. We gotta get back to work. So thank you, JP, for coming on and helping make the stream a good one. I had a great time talking to you. It was definitely one for the books. Lisa said, thanks for the stream. Have a good night, everyone, or whatever time it is where you are. Yes, I'm gonna go tonight. Thank you to JP. WJP. Steve said, I guess it's a half stream tonight. What do you mean it's a half stream tonight? We're almost to 3 hours. That's more than acceptable. Okay. It's Monday night, Steve. I still got to pack up some isopods so I can make sure they can ship out tomorrow. Okay. I'm going to head out. It's been a blast. Part 2 for JP coming soon. The pressure's on, Mick. The pressure's on. And I'm going to get out of here. Replay crew, appreciate you. Leave a comment as you're watching. You know, reacting to the different parts. Just because you were in the chat doesn't mean you can't drop a billion comments as you watch, so we can, you know, you still got this similar experience. And let us know what you think. WJP, love to see some WJP in the comments. And JP Jeffries says minimum stream time achieved, so I'm gonna be able to get out of here. Steve said I have Nanochromis on eBay. Oh, okay, let's see how that goes. All right, this has been In My Tanks. This has been JP Jeffries. This has been you guys that chat, holding it down. Hardest working fish stream. Let's freaking go. I will be back, and I am absolutely positively out.